Shields up, Ironbreakers. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing good on this fine Sunday afternoon, and hopefully we can improve on that. We're going to be talking about some Path of Exile 2. As per usual, you can see me looking away from the camera because I'm clearly doing something that I planned on doing before the stream and I didn't do. I'm a professional, okay? Professional streamer every day. All right? That's all you guys need to understand. It's that simple. Always late. I'm not bro, I swear to God, the amount of flack I get from people telling me that I'm always late, I don't think that's very fair. All right? I'm just going to say it like it is. I don't think that amount of flack very fair. Kept us waiting, huh? No, I didn't kept you waiting. Kept you waiting for like, what? Friggin' 90 seconds, dude? Is that what this always needs to be at the beginning of the streams? It's like, oh, you kept us waiting for a whole 90 seconds. We should be a little bit reasonable about these things. I feel like. Maybe. Potentially. Diablo-like, more like Exile-like. Dude, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that one a little bit today for sure. That was that's some funny shenanigans. Good old Rob bringing in the content. I mean, you gotta give it to good old Rob, right? He's providing people with content. Nice guy, actually. Nice guy, Rob. Shields up, late man. Better late than never. It's always with the late stuff. Always. The late memes will never not be dreams. Don't know if it's something you care about, but I see you're getting close to 100 million views on the channel. Am I? I'm glad that somebody's paying attention to that, because I sure am not. I haven't paid that much attention to that. Collectively generating hours of YouTube content with one tweet. It is impressive. The amount of content that people have gotten out of that is quite impressive. You can kill the late memes easy, be on time. The thing is, there's no way to be exactly on time. Because the only thing I can do is start early. Because I'm never going to be exactly on time. And then if I start early, like if I start 30 seconds early, people will be like, ha! Always early! So there's no way to defeat it. I might as well just embrace it, you know? I watched Arcane yesterday. Watched the whole thing. It's fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think I probably stand by my Game of the Year thing where I said that Arcane was the one that I voted for. Was curious about other stuff, but it's under more on the main page. Really? Interesting. I never noticed that. Just grab a couple of things here real quick. So I should have had this here. Oh. And I should have had this. I don't know, let's put it like here? No. Yeah, that'll do. Professional streamer. That's me. Did you watch it in EN or PT language? How is it easier for you? I always watch everything that I can in English. I prefer watching it in English and then like reading subtitles for anything that I need. It's how I was raised. I was raised on subtitle culture. So that's what I prefer. Looking forward to Riot making a series about Noxus. It's Portuguese tradition to only get out of your home at the time people are wanting for you, so the lateness is a national trait. This is a lie. I arrive everywhere that I go to. I always arrive early. Ask anyone that knows me in real life. I am always early for literally everything. Everything, I'm always early. I mean, technically speaking, one of the reasons why sometimes I might be a little bit late on the stream is because I planned the stream to start 30 minutes before I actually wanted to start it. Like, for instance, you know how when we have the Monster Hunter events, right? And let's say the Monster Hunter event happens at, I don't know, let's say 5 p.m. You'll notice my stream will start at 4:30. So my stream starts 30 minutes before the actual Monster Hunter event starts. So technically speaking, I'm always early. There you go. It's that simple. Oh man, I made a, by the way guys, I made a burger today and I filmed it. I might make a video on it. Like, look at this. Show you guys. See, look at that. That right there is what I always tell you guys. Boldukaku. That bread right there. Oh my god. Put some spinach on that sucker. Dude. You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. Okay? Put some cheese on there. Oof. I did my island burger. Let me show you guys what the end of it looks like. Maybe I shouldn't. Kind of like spoil it. But there's like me doing the patties and stuff. Damn it. Friggin' glare, dude. So much glare. Look at those patties. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. That was a good burger. It was delicious. And then there's even like a taste test. Bald man eats burger. Oh, hell yeah. That was delicious. You guys have no idea. I might make a video on it. Or not. He assembled a burger. What do you mean assembled a burger? I made it from scratch, dude. Put together a Lego burger set. You know what? I'm not making the video anymore. Hope you guys are happy. I'm not making the video anymore. That's what you fucking get. That's what you fucking get. Now, if you're going to be like that, no, it's all good. There you go. Yeah, congratulations. You get less content. Did it come with a box in a box with instructions? Stay strong, stay safe, build burgers. Did you make the bread? Did you make the patty? Did you grow the spinach? No, it's okay. So wait a minute, Sam. Did you feed the cow? Did you feed the cow? Did you feed the cow's... Actually, no. Did you feed the cow's mother? Did you raise the little cowlet from birth? Did you? Did you feed it for like, I don't know how long you got to feed a small cow until it becomes a big enough cow so that you can carve it up? Did you do that? Oh, you didn't. I guess you didn't make the burger, huh? I guess you didn't make the burger then. Oh, it's a damn shame. Basically, unless you guys feed the cow, you didn't make the burger. You've heard it here. You heard it here today. Can't believe you called a calf a cowlet. I don't know all of the terms in English, all right? Listen, I'm Portuguese. Okay? When will they make Path of Exile 2 free? 6 months to a year. That's what they said the early access period is going to be. 6 months to a year. Did you grow the food that you feed the cow with? Exactly. Did you grow the crops the cow eats? Exactly, dude. Do you own the land? Like, how far are we going to take this? This is how it works. Get with the program. It's like those videos that you have where I think one of the recent ones that I saw was like this frog, and there was this lady who was like, you know, massaging the frog. The frog was alive. She was like massaging the frog, giving it like a facial, doing, you know, fixing the frog's nails, doing all of this like spa treatment to this frog. And then the end of the video is her just like frying up that bitch and eating it. Oh man. On the 10th day, Ruri made a burger. Yeah. Why is it that every time I watch someone's live stream that everyone is talking about food? Now I'm hungry again, so thanks for that, Ruri. You're welcome. You're welcome. I will take that. I don't care. Anyway, as per usual, shout outs to the Thanes, Louise Rosa, and Colin LaShore for being grossly incandescent as Thanes. You absolute giga chads. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's what I call a bad ending. Making bread from scratch is fun. I think it would be fun to one day try and see if I could make my own boldukak. Because boldukak is like the best bread in the world, bro. Like, I'm sorry. You can say what you want. It doesn't get any better than boldukak. What build in PoE2 are you going to make for me? Is it a shield build or a poison monk build? Me? I don't know, I'm probably gonna do something that involves grenades. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna play Mercenary. Mercenary sounds like it'll be a lot of fun, but we'll see. Damn, I need to try this bread now. Yeah, you have to import it straight from Madeira Island. That's why I actually call that burger that I did is like the island burger, because the meat is from the islands of Azores, which you guys might know. In Portugal, we just say Açores. But I guess for the rest of the world uses a Z on there for some strange reason. But yeah, the meat comes from the Portuguese islands of Açores, and the bread came from the Portuguese island of Madeira, and it was the best. The best, dude. No need, I have a Portuguese bakery nearby. I don't know if they'll know how to do boldukak, Galmir. Have to ask them. Got to get them to fix it up for you with like our garlic butter as well. Oh man, oh man, woo! Boldukak with garlic butter, straight out of Madeira Island, brother. It don't get much better than that. What's your favorite bread made out of? I think that boldukak is made out of potatoes. I think it's got a lot of potatoes in it. By the way, Ziggy D did a deep dive on mercenary and grenade skills, focus on explosions. I don't think I have that video up here today. We might look at that one at a later date. We'll see. Or maybe if we get through all the videos that I have here today, maybe we'll check out those later. But let's get this party started, shall we? Shall we, team? So, to start things off, we got some drama. We got some drama. Apparently, Fextralife broke review embargo. So there's apparently a couple of outlets that have early access to Path of Exile in order to put out reviews and stuff like that. This is something that happens all the time. Like, outlets always get earlier access than content creators for the most part. It's this strange thing that I've noticed happens, which is if you have a website, you always have an advantage over content creators that just have like a YouTube channel or something like that, because they tend to prioritize people that have websites. This is something that I've noticed from my many relationships with publishers over the years, which has actually had me consider I should just make a website. I should have like a website and I'll just post like random stuff on there, and that will make it easier for you to gain access to video games. Yeah, I know, Dragnov. I was going to clarify that because it's in here in the post that they actually didn't intentionally break embargo, but they did break embargo. It's just it wasn't their fault. So the embargo was broken, but it wasn't Fextralife's fault. Just make one, use it as your hub. I've thought about it, but it's just like there actually is a significant amount of work that goes into putting together a website, actually working with the website, to, you know, putting content on there. Because I had one in the past, and then somebody stole it. You guys know I used to own the domain called Rurikhan.com, and now it's like some random Korean RPG. Wait, is it gone? Do they no longer have my domain? Huh, interesting. Not secure. Cannot reach this page. But yeah, for a while, some random Korean MMO dudes stole my domain, www.rurikhan.com, to promote some random Chinese or Korean free-to-play MMORPG. Get it off quick if they don't. I don't know if it's even available. Like they might still own it, and they're probably just like squatting on it because it's something that people do often. They'll just squat on something. But I don't care. Do it, make a web page. I've been down that road. Anyway, so we have the post here from Path of Exile where they talk about this. We've seen some speculation that some people might already have access to the early access version of Path of Exile 2. To clarify, some traditional games media have been given access to review a version of the game. Part of the stipulation that media were given is that this is for review purposes only. They may share their opinions of the game, but are not allowed to produce guide-style content from this version that would spoil the discovery of the game or post unedited playthroughs. They are not playing the same servers as the early access version, so none of their progress will be kept. In addition, all of the content they produce is embargoed until the release of early access on December 6th, so no content is supposed to be posted until then. Unfortunately, there was a miscommunication with Fextralife that resulted in a video being posted early. This was a mistake on our end and is in no way on Fextralife. On release day, we want players to be able to make a more informed choice about if they would like to buy a key. We believe that allowing traditional games media access should be able to accomplish this without spoiling the game. Personally, when it comes to early access, I've said this plenty of times. People probably think that I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but I don't think that anybody should ever have early access to a game. Hot take. I know it's a hot take. I don't think that I should have early access to a game. I don't think that other content creators should have early access to the game, and I don't think that IGN should have early access to a game. I know that this is a hot take, but the reality of the situation is early access, which is one of the things that a lot of people complain about whenever they talk about access media and stuff like that, is fundamentally something that will never be fair. It's never going to be fair. Whether you're an up-and-coming content creator, whether you're an established content creator, whether you're legacy media, it's never going to be fair. There's never a situation where early access is going to be fair for literally anyone. So to me, the way to fix this is nobody gets it. But that is not the world we live in. So basically, if I can get early access, I will try to get early access, because if I don't, somebody else will. Early access can help early devs. No, wait. I think we're confusing things here. I'm not talking about... God, how am I going to explain this now? I'm not talking about a game releasing in early access. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some people having earlier access than other people to that game, whether that is for review purposes or whatever, you know? That's what I'm talking about. Not like, oh, this game's releasing in early access because that's what we wanted to do. I'm talking about, you know, oh, here's a review copy and you get it like one month ahead of everybody else. Access journalism, exactly. Were you gonna hook Cowboy into a co-op party stream? I don't know. I haven't really thought about any of that. Early access and review copy are two different things. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking more about in terms of review copies. I don't think that anybody should have early access to review copies. It should be like, hey, the game's out. You know, go play it and review it afterwards. It is what it is. I think that would be a much better thing for the industry. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, but that way we won't know if the game is good or not because there's not going to be any reviews out there. In my opinion, good. Don't buy it. Wait until the reviews are done and then buy it. But I understand that this is like a giga hot take, and probably a lot of people would shoot me on sight if they heard me saying this. But that's exactly how I've always felt, regardless of the fact that sometimes I get early access to some things, sometimes I don't. Which is why, like I said, to me it would be easier. It's like, nope, nobody gets early access. Everybody gets a day of. There you go. Boom, done. Review journalism is fine as long as you as a journalist don't mess things up. Well, who's there to judge whether or not you've messed things up? Who's there to judge whether or not people are being honest in their coverage? Again, there's no fair solution. Who's going to decide who deserves early access and who doesn't, right? Because, like, for instance, I like to bring up Legendary Drops a lot because he's a channel that's seen like meteoric rise, right? But like, if you think about it, a year ago, probably most people wouldn't really consider Legendary Drops when it comes to giving away review codes, right? But today they wouldn't think twice because he's a massive channel. Is that fair? I don't know. I don't know if that's fair or if that's not fair, right? To me, it should have been equal from the get-go. It is what it is. There's an embargo, GGG, literally. I think we're talking about different things. Regardless, this is one of the dramas that has been happening. It's not Fextralife's fault. They messed up the embargo stuff. Yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. What do you think of the newest Dragon Age game? I played the Origin one, and I can't believe that this Destiny-looking game is getting 10 out of 10. I recently finished Dragon Age the Veilguard. I don't really rate games. If I was to rate it, it would definitely not be a 10 out of 10. I think it's got a ton of problems, and I'm probably going to make a video talking about it. I have a bunch of notes already about some of the stuff that I want to talk about. Yeah. There will be... Yeah, writing is absolutely terrible. Yes, I agree. Yeah, and IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Do you think PoE2 is suitable for a modern speedrun? I don't really follow speedrun, you know, the speedrunning scene all that much. Maybe? I mean, any game can be speedrun if you put enough effort into it, so, yeah. Anyway, in other news, with just over a week left until Path of Exile 2 launches into early access, you may still be deciding which class you'll start with. These flyers we found pinned on the notice board in Ogham might help you choose. So we have some flyers here that I guess give you some idea of the backstory of each of the classes. So we have the Mercenary. A killer prowls Ogham. Wanted across Oriath. This thug for hire fled and now plies his bloody trade in our lands. He cares not for law nor morality, only for filling his coin purse. So do you see this man, be wary of his crossbow and alert the manor at once. Okay. And this is one of the characters that we might end up playing. The Monk. Fanatical pagan on the loose. That sounds like some heresy. Monks sound like some heretic bros, man. They sound like they're some heretics, you know? His fellow monks have been found murdered in their enclave, and now he sows discord and lunacy among the good people of Ogham. Hear tales of a dreamer or spot him wandering? Fetch a guard immediately. Secretly Tau. The Ranger. Vigilante archer at large. Bro, imagine being a bowman. Come on now. Come on now. This Grelwood recluse murdered one of the Count's men while he upheld the law against a common thief. Stay out of her sights. If you see her, raise the alarm immediately. Justice must be served. The Rangers are mostly based on a Robin Hood story. Yeah, that's kind of like what it sounds like. Dissing bows? Yes. Yes, I am. The bow had to walk so the gunlance could fly? Nah, bro. Nah. The Sorceress. A Mariketh sorceress has been sighted in Ogham. Banished by her people, she bends the elements to her will, setting fire to our crops and calling down violent storms to ravage our lands. If you spot her, do not approach. Inform the manor immediately. And then there's like 2 more here. The Warrior. This is the other option. We're either going to go Mercenary or we're going to go Warrior. The adopted son of our dear blacksmith is missing. A brave man of the forge and proud citizen of Ogham, the Count demands his safe return. If you know his whereabouts, send word to the manor. A generous reward awaits you. So he's the son of a blacksmith. The Witch. Beware, dear citizens of Ogham. A foul witch walks amongst us. Among us? Among us? Every time, I've got Mutahar brain rot now. Every time I see the words Among Us, I just see him. I see Mutahar going like Among Us. Every time, dude. I can't escape it. I can't escape the Mutahar brain rot, dude. It's over for me. Every time. Like, it doesn't matter who says it. It's immediately like, he just pops up in my head. He's like, he's right there. I can see him clear as day. Just go like, Umungish. Cast out by her coven, she wields pure darkness to spread death and decay across our lands. Should you see this woman, alert the guards immediately. There it be. Those are the 6 classes. Why'd you say that, Ruri? Shaking my head. Yeah, because now it's in your head too, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh, I forgot to put this on loop. Going Warrior first playthrough, shield user with active block. Yeah, the active block is actually really cool. Want to get an idea of the in-your-face melee changes? Next will 100% be Monk. Never liked Monks, but looks sick in PoE2. Actually, I played Monk back in Diablo 3. I thought it was pretty fun. I liked it. Oh, so SMH is shaking my head? Yeah, it is. Dude, you got to keep up with the lingo, man. Got to keep up with the lingo. Sometimes I still have to Google some of these terms, though. I'll admit. Sometimes I'll see one of these terms and I'll be like, what the hell? Shaking my head was one of them. I had to look up shaking my head at one point because I thought that it was so much hate or something like that. I thought it meant so much hate or something along those lines. But yeah. That's the recursive version, Eddie Arrow. SMH my head. That's the recursive version. It's like, you guys probably aren't old enough to know about GNU. GNU. That was a term that I remember learning about in college, which was the recursive nature of unique graphical Unix interface or something like that. And it was like, GNU is not Unix, not Unix, not Unix. It's not Unix, exactly. GNU is not Unix, not Unix, not Unix. We got some old ones in chat. We got some OGs. We got some OGs up in here. GNU is not Unix. Oh man, that's some good times. So I was looking up the this FAQ. There's actually something really interesting that I don't think I was aware of, and it's the fact that Path of Exile 2 is actually going to have couch co-op on a single account from the get-go. the second player is able to create an additional character on your account. And I don't know about you guys, but this is something that I think is really cool. Am I the only one that's like, oh, hell yeah, friggin' couch co-op, bro? Let's go. Like, this is really cool. I can't be the only one. And you can tell that there's going to be some people that are probably going to be doing like solo player, couch co-op, 2 characters. I think that's going to be awesome. There's a video on their channel about the controller experience in couch co-op. I wanna use controller. I definitely want to use controller. Like, I'm sorry, I get it that this is a series that for a lot of people, you guys are like, no, need that click to move, old school ARPG feel. I was like, nah, brother. Ever since I played Diablo 3 on console, forget about all that, brother. It doesn't get much better than a controller for these games, and it's not even close. And if it's not a controller, I would at least recommend people go WASD, dude. WASD is just so much better than click to move. I can't stand click to move, dude. It's just objectively an inferior way to play as far as I'm concerned. Click to move is just like, nope. Mm-mm. I'm about to split my monitor with cardboard. This is how you should play a game with couch co-op. No, don't do that. Why would you do this? With age carpal tunnel from too much PC gaming? Oh yeah, like the reason why my own wrists are kind of like messed up is probably from Heroes of the Storm, I think. Heroes of the Storm's like all of the clicking for Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends and all of that, that fucking ruined my wrist. My right wrist is absolutely destroyed. Click the carpal tunnel, exactly. Nah, PoE veterans no click to move is better, but it destroys your wrist. What do you mean it? How is it better, Nitsuga? Like, I get it if you prefer it because you're used to it, but in what way is click to move better than WASD or controller? You show your left wrist, right? What? I mean, I have bracelets on my left. Oh, you mean because of the camera? The camera is probably flipped. Like, let me see something with text. Here, that's got some text on it. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. This is a Monster Hunter Wilds cup. Yeah, it's reversed. The camera's reversed. That's why you guys think this was my left wrist, but it's right one. There's no reason for me to invert the camera, though. Because, like, I used to invert the camera because the camera was at an angle. Now it's kind of, like, right in my face, so I can actually do this. I don't know. I think it looks better reversed. Yeah, no, actually, no. I like it better reversed. But it's not authentic! I know, but it looks better. It's okay. Not everyone has another computer, so I'd say it's huge. Yeah. I always use scroll to move with my character when playing games like D4. I just move up and down. Forget WSD or mouse, just use PS5 controller. Yeah, that's I mean, it doesn't have to be a PS5 controller, it can be any controller. But I think that controller is way more fun. The key that I have seen with PoE2 is generating conditions, stun, armor, break, shocked, then using abilities to capitalize on those conditions, not just spamming abilities. That sounds like fun. I can't wait to play. Playing on a DDR pad is where it's at. Let's go. What a great time to be a gamer. PoE2, Monster Hunter Wilds, GTA on the horizon. See, the only one that you said there that we don't care about is GTA. I'm joking. I personally don't care about it, but it is interesting because, like, you often see these exaggerated takes like, oh, fucking gaming is dying. Oh, gaming is in such a bad place. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think that there's problems in gaming. Like we've talked about already, Dragon Age Veilguard, and apparently the the creative director of Avowed is going on this tirade that he's just like, oh, just wait until you see what I've done just to spite you. And it's like, bro, why? It's almost like that meme. Why you have to be mad? It's just game. Why you have to be mad? It's crazy. Still impressed how good PS5 controller feels. Like, listen, I will go on a controller tirade. Okay, I don't like any controllers that are out right now. I am giga disappointed with most gamepads out there right now. Even the mythical, we have Hall effect sticks. Even the mythical Hall effect sticks are a bunch of garbage as far as I'm concerned. Very, very disappointed. But yeah. New game could be dying, but old games never die. He fell for the Hall effect meme. Bro, don't remind me of that. I've recently tested I tested it because, you know, I've been using this controller for months. This one, it's got Hall effect sticks. This is not an Xbox controller. It's got the Xbox button layout, but it's not an Xbox controller. This is the 8-bit DOE Ultimate 2.4G whatever. And it's a good controller. But the main reason I got it is like, oh, this one's got the Hall effect sticks. This one's gonna make a difference. It has snapback, just like all the other controllers. Every goddamn... As a matter of fact, I think the snapback on Hall effect sticks is actually worse. Because once it snaps back, it goes even further, which means it's even hard to control it with a dead zone. Whereas like with the PlayStation 5 controller, I can kind of fix it with a dead zone. I can't even do that with this one. Hey, Kagran, what's up? They just need to start making new 360 controllers with better sticks. Have you seen the Horizon copy survival game? I've heard about it. I might make a video reacting to it. Supposedly there's some new gameplay. I haven't seen it, but I might check that out later. But anyway, yeah, couch co-op, that is going to be absolutely massive as far as I'm concerned when it comes to PoE2, so that you can go up to a friend's house, you both can play together. It's pretty cool, and it will also allow people that, you know, would never have tried the game. A friend can go like, hey, but we can play it co-op. Come on, create a character, let's go do some stuff, and that'll be interesting. Now, come the memes. You see... You guys remember that live stream that we did where my head was spinning because every time they started talking about a new endgame system for Path of Exile 2, the endgame system would be like giga complex, and I'd just like, bro, what the hell is this thing? And then they'd be like, okay, so now on to the next endgame system, and then there's this tree, and then there's this thing, and I'd be just like, dude, what is going on? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. It is massive, okay? And so they were popping off. They were like showing all of the content that's going to be available when the game releases. They were like, oh, we didn't do the last 3 acts of the campaign. Instead, we're going to just focus on doing more endgame stuff so that you guys have a bunch of stuff to do, which I think is definitely the right call. But basically, I think that was the biggest stream they ever did on Twitch, right? Had like 500,000 viewers or something like that. There was a bunch of people. Like Path of Exile was popping off in that stream. It was crazy. But you see, the thing that you didn't know, the one thing that you guys weren't aware of, is that right as they were having the biggest stream of their lives, the Diablo 4 team had this brilliant idea of, you know, hosting one of their fireside chats for Diablo 4, which actually happened about 1 hour. 1 hour before the Path of Exile stream. Okay? So 1 hour before Path of Exile popped the fuck off, lifted off into the stratosphere, announcing all of this fantastic content, how amazing the game was going to be, all of that stuff. 1 hour before that, you had the Diablo team in there telling you all about how awesome Diablo 4 is. You guys remember that game that took away a lot of people's season pass tokens with a dark pattern and decided never to do it right by those players that were affected, despite admitting that they had fucked up and they never did it right, and I will never let it go because I am that petty. I will bring it up every single time. You guys remember them? They were trying to convince you about what an amazing state Diablo 4 was in, right? And so after that comes Path of Exile, fucking sweeps, right? Mops the floor with them. And then in comes Rod Ferguson. He didn't take that lying down. Rod Ferguson was like, now wait a minute. We made this genre. We made this. And so he goes and he comes out with this tweet. Feels like the genre of ARPG is starting to mean a lot of different things. Much like Souls-like and Rogue-like, I wonder if we could normalize Diablo-like for ARPGs that follow the Diablo formula. And let me tell you something, Rod. No, you fucking can't. I'm sorry, brother. Because your team has fucked up the good name that Diablo had, okay? Diablo 1 was an amazing game. Diablo 2 was an awesome game. Diablo 3 was, it was like the McDonald's version of the burger that I made today for lunch, okay? There's the burger that I made today for lunch, which has meat from the glorious islands of Azores in Portugal, and bread from the island of Madeira, also in Portugal, right? And you have like this beautiful matching of the best bread in the world, bolo do caco, from the island of Madeira, the patties of really good cows from the Azores Islands, and you put that with some salt and pepper, you season it just right, you get some burger sauce in there, you put all that into a patty with a slice of cheese, a little bit of spinach on top, just to have a little bit of greens in there. Then and it just tastes just right. And then there's the McDonald's version, which is like this sloppy, mushy fucking mess of an artificial burger. And that's what you guys did. You had Diablo 2, which was like the quintessential best burger in the world, and you decided to follow it up with the McDonald's version, which was Diablo 3. And then Diablo 4 is like, I don't know, dude. I don't even know what analogy I could use for Diablo 4, because I actually liked the campaign. I thought that the main campaign was actually all right. But then all of the other bullshit you put around it. It's like, okay, let's say Diablo 4 was kind of like my burger, except you drowned it in worthless ingredients, right? Instead of getting like the good bread, you got like some knockoff bread. Instead of getting the good meat, you got like some fucking, you know, not particularly good, almost expired meat on there, which it's still edible, you know, but you know. And then you got like some of that artificial cheese instead of actual cheese. Like slap that bitch on top there, and then you put like some garbage ass sauce. You probably put too much sauce on it too. And yeah, and then you started telling players that, oh, you should be excited for the season's journey. Man, fuck your season's journey. I've said it once, I'll say it again. So, no, you don't get to at this point, after the absolute nastiness that you've done with the Diablo franchise. You don't get to now say, oh, these should be called Diablo-Lights. Does anyone remember what was the first ARPG that came out? Wasn't it Rogue? Because Diablo was a roguelike, kind of. It was their take on Rogue, initially, which is another interesting thing. I think that you can actually find that information somewhere, that Diablo was Blizzard's approach to the formula of Rogue. But yeah, it was interesting. And apparently, a video was made about this. PoE, the Diablo-Like ARPG. This is a video by Frosty LaRue. We're going to be watching it. I haven't watched this video yet. I'm going to link it in chat, guys. Make sure to go and leave it a like. Do all of the usual things. Now let's get started. We have Rax right here in the intro. We pause the music. PoE2, the Diablo-Like ARPG.
This is one of the strongest announcements I've ever seen in the history of ARPGs.
This is insane.
Holy crap, this is gonna be incredible.
This is old school RuneScape.
You gotta play it.
I'm excited.
This is perfect.
Diablo 4 is cooked.
See, this is what
Diablo 4 is cooked. It's like straight up Diablo 4 is cooked.
Diablo 4 should have been.
This is what Diablo 4 should have been.
Diablo 4 is dead.
I'm gonna quit.
Diablo 4 bad
4.
is dead. I'm gonna
Beta
quit
has
Diablo
more depth
4.
to it than Diablo 4 does after the expansion.
Bro, everybody just straight up cooking Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is not even well done anymore. It's a burnt steak. It's a burnt steak.
Like, this is fucking insane.
Welcome back, you freaking traitors. You probably clicked on this video to hear about Path of Exile 2. And that absolutely
Wait, why is my volume so low? Oh, wait, okay. I know. This should be better.
disgusts me. Anyway, in
It's
this
okay.
video, I'll be going over all the major issues with Path of Exile 2, followed by a recent tweet by the Diablo 4 Giga Chad himself, Rod Diablo-Like Ferguson.
Why is he on the moon? Like, what am I missing? Why is Diablo Ferguson the moon? I'm like the moon, 'cause it's just like a spoon.
As well as many other well-known Diablo 4 superfans' thoughts and plans in regards to
yeah.
Path of Exile 2. Alright, let's jump in and get to the major problems with this game.
Unfortunately, Path of Exile 2 will not be available on Mac OS at the start of early access.
Poor Whoopi Goldberg. She didn't get to play Diablo 4. She ain't getting to play Path of Exile 2 either. But at least, I think Path of Exile will eventually come out in Mac OS. I'm gonna be real, guys. Listen. This one actually hits close to home for me because there was a time that I believed, bro, Mac OS is going to take over. And in my opinion, they were poised to take over, okay? There was a time, you guys might not believe that, there was a time during Snow Leopard, which was like one of the iterations of Mac OS. Snow Leopard was the best operating system I've ever used. It was so good. It was perfect. But for some strange reason, whoever was in charge of the operating system for Apple decided that the next version of Mac OS needed to be more like fucking around on a tablet, like an iPad. And so they started changing things to be more like working with an iPad. And I was like, oh, you picked up the best operating system ever and you fucking ruined it. Good job. Hey, impressive. Fucking impressive. And they kept fucking it up ever since. Ever since, dude. But like, it used to be really good. Like, trust me on this. Snow Leopard was like peak Mac OS, straight up. If you were a Mac OS user during Snow Leopard, you know what it was like. And it had a good chance of taking off with gaming, but, you know, they decided to fuck it up, so it is what it is.
Rurikhan to have his platform. Okay, so Mac gamers once again are taking an L.
Well,
Yep.
that sums up all the major problems with PoE2. Sucks to be you, Mac gamers. Anyway, on to bigger news. Let's recap the tweet heard by literally billions of people around the world.
Look at Rod Ferguson's tweet. Is this the Diablo-like thing? Is this that bullshit about that? Let me see if I can find it. Where's Rod Ferguson? There it is. Let me double check.
So, a couple of days ago, when the PoE2 stream end it. Literally, X is blowing up. People are posting like crazy.
See, that's the point. It was after the stream. Like, he must have been, dude, he had to have watched the stream, okay? Rod had to have watched the PoE2 stream, and he wasn't happy about it. He's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Look at these people stealing away our thunder. How dare you? We had such an amazing fire chat right now. Why would you do this?
Holy crap, this is going to be incredible. Rod Ferguson,
the general manager of all of Diablo, decided to go on Twitter and absolutely cook himself with this unhinged take.
Oh my goodness. Hogs got the video. Path of Exile 2 reveal was so epic it steamed Rod Ferguson.
The genre of ARPG is starting to mean a lot of different things. Much like Souls-like and Rogue-like, I wonder if we could normalize Diablo-like for ARPGs that follow the Diablo formula.
Okay, guys, listen. I think we need to talk. We need to have a conversation, okay? From now on, all the content creators that cover Monster Hunter, they're Rurikhan-like content creators. Okay? So next time you watch a video from Eric's Gaming or Ratatosker or, you know, anybody that's talking about Monster Hunter, you mean you become a Rurikhan-like? You become a Rurikhan-like? Try getting Fighting Cowboy to agree to that. Fighting Cowboy is the OG Rurikhan-like content creator. Dude, imagine me actually putting out a take like that, because that's kind of like what Rod Ferguson did. He's like, well, every game should be a Diablo-like, okay? We just need to normalize this. We just need to normalize whenever somebody talks about Monster Hunter, they're now a Rurikhan-like, okay? Monster Hunter's not a Souls-like game. No, it's a Rurikhan-like game. I'm spreading my brand like a virus.
I absolutely cannot believe that this is real. Out of all the badass stuff that was showcased, after all the endgame, after all the Atlas rework, dual skill trees, and weapons that you can dual wield in one hand, all this 6 classes, and all this badass shit that they showed us yesterday at the Path of Exile 2 early access live stream, this right here was my favorite. That shit triggered Rod Ferguson so bad that he had to go make a tweet.
Rod Ferguson is scared. He is threatened, so he's lashing out. Grinding Gear Games has made something tremendous with Path of Exile 2.
Bro, I assure you that Rod Ferguson is quaking in his boots, because Blizzard right now has a history of people coming in and stealing their lunch, okay? There's a bunch of other games that have come in to steal Blizzard's lunch. Like Valorant stole their Overwatch 2's lunch money. Final Fantasy XIV stole their World of Warcraft lunch money. Friggin' League of Legends and all the other MOBAs in existence stole their Defense of the Ancients thing. Anyway, basically they got super late to the party with Heroes of the Storm, and then they fucked it up massively with the way that they handled that situation. So everybody keeps taking Blizzard's lunch money. And now Path of Exile 2 is coming in to take their Diablo lunch money. It's like, dude, they're taking, Blizzard's just catching L after L, like straight up.
It has Blizzard shivering, and the game isn't even out yet.
No wonder Rod was making tweets. No, this isn't an ARPG. It's just like Diablo.
It's a Diablo-like. And it's like, one of the biggest things that I think is very telling is if you guys watch the interview video from Legendary Drops. He has an interview video that he did with Jonathan from Grinding Gear Games, and it's funny because in his thumbnail it just says play the game. Like, that's the secret. The developers just need to play the game. And that is one of those things that, that the Diablo 4 developers didn't actually play their game. Very much like anyone in the Diablo team didn't actually play Diablo Immortal, okay? They straight up didn't play Diablo Immortal because anybody that actually played Diablo Immortal would have known that that game is a piece of shit, because it was. And anybody that actually played Diablo 4 would have known that, like, bro, why would we ask our players to do the side quests again? Whose moronic idea was this? Why would we ask our player base to repeat side quests? By the way, I love the side quests in Diablo 4. Okay? I liked them. I thought that they were cool quests. I thought that they were cool quests for me to do once. I wasn't looking forward to repeating those fucking quests. It's like, oh, this was cool. Told me a little bit of story about this area. I learned about this character, learned about this thing. Cool. I don't want to do it again every fucking season, you idiot. Not to mention, if they actually played their fucking game, they would realize that cock blocking you at the end of a dungeon like they did in that first season is one of the most, oh God. I can't believe that people defended this. I don't know if you guys know. I only played through the first season of Diablo 1 because after that they stole my fucking season token. And I was like, well, fuck you then. I'm never playing your game again. But, you know, when I played season 1, and you're going through the new dungeon type that you had, and you're going through, and you get to the end of the dungeon. Usually you get to the end of the dungeon, there's a boss fight, you know, something cool. Not in the new dungeon. It's like, come back later. And I was like, the fuck kind of cock tease is this? I go through the whole fucking dungeon. I get to the end. There's a closed door that I can't open. What the fuck is this? It was like, yeah, come back later. Come back like after you do the level 35 objective or whatever the fuck. People defended this. They defended this in my video where I criticized it. People were like, oh no, you're so wrong. This is so much. You have no idea. You're just doing it to hate. It's like, no, I'm doing it because it's fucking stupid. And you're fucking stupid for defending it. I'm sorry, bro. It is what it is. It is so dumb, dude. It is so dumb. Can't believe you made me play that. Hey, at least they didn't steal your season pass token. Season 2 was good? Sure. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was everything everybody dreamed of.
Man.
Bruh, you ain't even followed the Diablo-Like. You ain't even got a goddamn Diablo in your game. So just please go sit down and get out of here.
Now,
you know, that's actually funny because Diablo Immortal also didn't have Diablo in it. Diablo Immortal also didn't have Diablo in it when it released. I don't know if they added Diablo afterwards through seasons or whatever. But yeah, Diablo Immortal. Oh, dude, I gotta take off this thing because I'm getting heated and it's getting like way too hot. People say I'm bald. Look at all this hair. Look at it. Look at it. All right? Just don't look at the hairline. I look like fucking Vegeta. Except Vegeta had more hair.
Maybe he's scared. Maybe he's a little nervous. But the last thing you want to do is come across as petty.
He is scared. He is nervous. And he fucking should be. Everybody at Blizzard should be, because they keep doing piss poor job. And by the way, a lot of people might be quick to just call me, oh, Rurikhan's just a Blizzard hater. I'm one of Blizzard's biggest fans. You know what I would do if I was a hater? I'd stop talking about it, because it would mean I fucking give up. And I'm pretty close to doing that, bro. I'm so fucking close. Like, you should be thanking me for even talking about it at this point, because it means I still fucking care, because they have really cool IP. Like, Warcraft IP is amazing. Diablo IP is amazing. It's just a damn shame you can't make a fucking video game out of it for some strange, fucked up reason.
And that's how this looks.
I think it's very unprofessional. If I was VP of a game company, I wouldn't be throwing shade. That's a very passive
It's
aggressive
one-
way to throw shade.
It's one of those things where you know what Rod Ferguson should have done, and this is not even like, oh, you need to fix your game, you need to You need to do what other people in the industry usually do in situations like this, which is like, hey, our competitor is putting out a product, looks like it's pretty cool. Let's extend an olive branch or something. Let's just say, hey, congratulations. There's examples of people doing this, of other video games being like, hey, this game launched, it's been real successful. Congratulations, this is really cool. But no.
Hated GGG indirectly.
But this is such bad form. It is absolutely terrible. Like
when Diablo 4 came out, GGG, Path of Exile tweeted, good job putting this together. Hope it goes well. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what you should have done. You just you got to say, hey, fucking this looks like it's going to be something good. Good job. But no, you have to put out some salty bitch stuff like this.
the timing on it, everything about it just looks really, really bad.
Of course
it does.
It
comes across as jealous.
Well, hold up. You guys are the ones sounding jealous. Do you even know how freaking cool the term Diablo-Like sounds? Look, I can completely see what Rod is talking about here, and the term Diablo-Like is already spreading like wildfire. For example, when a game you are super hyped for launches and it's completely not what you expected, that's Diablo-Like. When a company
Starfield's a Diablo-like. Oh man, so Dragon Age Veilguard's a Diablo-like as well. I guess we figured it out.
He removes a key feature, like a charger for a phone, then sells that key feature back to you later on.
Oh,
that's
iPhones
Diablo-like.
is a Diablo-like.
When a game has a skill tree system with no meaningful options, that's Diablo-like. When you are at a self-checkout, but you are asked to tip for doing the job the company you are tipping should be doing, well, that's Diablo-like. And lastly, when a game you took off for work for has a massive delay on launch that lasts for hours or even days. Yeah, you guessed it right.
Oh yeah, you guys remember? I had this in my live stream. That was actually, in my case, it was worse because we were playing on PlayStation and there was like some type of authenticity error with not authenticity, but like authentication error with PlayStation servers or whatever the fuck happened. And so if you bought a microtransaction for Diablo, it would actually start working. So people just came into my stream and they were telling, bro, just buy like $5 of currency. It's fine. And it works and it's great. And I'm having a blast. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? We already paid 90 euros or 100 euros actually. We already paid 100 euros for early access and you're telling me to go pay 5 more? And it turns out you could have just, gotten anything. So like if you were to pick up like a free-to-play game from the PlayStation thing, it would fix it. But yeah, it was funny. It was fucking funny. It was a good time actually. Bring back the clown, Rurikhan. I don't think I have the clown in here, do I? What is this? Eliminate the enforcement squads? I don't know what that one is. It's Premiere. No, I don't think I have the clown here, dude. I'm sorry. I used to have the clown. I don't have the clown anymore. Pay 5 more for earlier access. Yeah.
That's Diablo-like. So you should probably give Rod a little slack here. He knows what he is doing and is completely not jealous at all about PoE2.
Absolutely
In fact,
not.
PoE2 should be thanking Diablo, not the other way around, right?
The thing is that, and Grinding Gear Games would be the first people to say this, that they owe a lot to Diablo 3. Because I guess yes. I know what point he's making. He's going to say that because Diablo 3 fumbled it so fucking bad that Path of Exile just instantly capitalized on it. As a matter of fact, on release, as someone who had played an ungodly amount of Diablo 2, I was super excited for Diablo 3. And it was the Diablo that I dropped the fastest.
on release, Diablo 3 was so fucking bad that I didn't even make it through the second difficulty. Because, like, you know, Diablo used to be you do first difficulty, which is normal, then you do Nightmare, and then you do Hell. I think they had different names for it in Diablo 3 when it came out. But Diablo 3 was so bad that halfway through Nightmare, I was like, fuck this, I quit. This is some bullshit. Because it was some bullshit, because the way that it worked is the drops, because of the auction house, they had the real money auction house. Because of that, they turned down the faucet on loot so fucking hard that there were almost no drops initially on Diablo 3. You guys might not know this if you did not play it back in the day, but Diablo 3, when it came out, the drops were miserable. So essentially what I was doing in my character, and I was doing this like without even realizing it. So there was this section in Act 3 that was very dense with mobs. There were tons of mobs. Was it Act 3 or Act 4? I think it was Act 3, the beginning of Act 3, the one where you're in the ramparts and the ice and whatnot. Like, that beginning section was super dense with mobs. So it was very good if you were trying to grind for gold. So what I would do is I would play that portion of the game, clear it up super fast, get a bunch of gold, and then repeat. Get a bunch of more gold, and then repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. And then once I had enough gold, I would go into the auction house, because there were two auction houses. There was a real money auction house and the peasant auction house, which was for people that wanted to trade with gold. And then I would go in there and I would buy a weapon, because you could spend, I don't know, upwards of like 20 hours playing the game without a single fucking upgrade. So I would go in there, buy a weapon, and I'd be like, all right, now I can progress again. Then I would progress for a little bit more. And then once I started noticing, okay, my damage is sucking again, because obviously you wouldn't get another weapon, or at least I wouldn't get another weapon while I was progressing. So I was like, okay, my damage is sucking again. Back to Act 3 I go, grind some more gold, and then go to the gold auction house and buy another upgrade. And once because I was doing this instinctively, because, like, you know, you're playing a video game, you're instantly problem solving, and I was like, okay, there's a problem, not dealing enough damage. I'm gonna go over here, grind gold, buy a better weapon, now I deal more damage. And I'd be solving this instinctively, and then I realized, wait a minute, am I just playing the role of some fucking World of Warcraft Chinese gold farmer? The fuck is going on? I thought this is Diablo. And then when I realized that I was no longer really grinding for gear, I was grinding for gold to then go buy gear, I instantly like, oh, I'm never playing this trash again. I instantly stopped. You are describing the Diablo formula? No, absolutely not. That's not what Diablo has been about at all. And they fixed that eventually with when they did Loot 2.0, whatever it was that they called it. Because then stuff actually started dropping again, and it began feeling like Diablo again, which is why I really enjoyed Reaper of Souls. Reaper of Souls was a ton of fun. I played a fuck ton of Reaper of Souls. Played it way more than I ever played the original Diablo 3. But the point was, when Diablo 3 released, loot was garbage. Absolute garbage. It was terrible. And, you know, when I personally dropped the game very fast when I realized, like, I'm not playing for loot. I'm playing to get gold to go buy loot at an auction house, which is not the way that I've played Diablo ever.
Diablo 3 being dog shit on release.
Yep.
Dude, when the PoE closed beta came out,
I will say, Asmongold is being a little bit of a hypocrite here, because I distinctly remember having a disagreement with one of his takes where he was saying that base Diablo 3 was actually better than Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. And I distinctly remember this because I was like, how can anyone think this? This is insane. What an insane take. You know? So it's like, now that he's saying Diablo 3 was dog shit on release, I was like, that's not what you said before, but okay.
Every single person in the general chat was talking about how shitty Diablo 3 was. And you know what's so fucking funny? Is when this game comes out, every single person in the general chat is going to be talking about how shitty Diablo 4 is.
Yep.
Okay. Let's check in on some real loyal Diablo 4 superfans, who I'm sure are going to stick with D4 instead of this Diablo-like PoE2.
Hey folks, this is Riker, and this week
Diablo 4 super fans, and bam, there's Riker. Here's Riker. Now, Riker's an awesome dude, okay? I like Riker's content a lot, but he is a Diablo super fan. It's true.
Instead of this Diablo-like PoE2.
Hey folks, this is Riker, and this week saw the most hype live stream the ARPG world has ever seen. The announcement of Diablo 4 season of The Witch Doctor, basically. No, obviously it was Path of Exile too.
I am a star.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Not even Riker, dude. Now, Diablo content creators are Riker likes, okay? That's how this works from now on. If you're a Diablo content creator, you're a Riker like. All right? I don't make the rules. Rod Ferguson started this, okay?
Starving man. I'm starving for Path of Exile 2 content, so I'm going to rewatch the same live stream for 15 days in a row until this game's out.
It was actually really funny because I used to react to some content from DM back in the Diablo Immortal days. He was a giga fan of Diablo Immortal. Diablo 4, I think, is actually what pulled him out of his mobile addiction, because he used to just cover mostly mobile games. As a matter of fact, DM stands for Darth Microtransaction.
Okay.
In my opinion, this is one of the strongest announcements I've ever seen in the history of ARPGs.
I think I can kind of get away with less time spent from now on in Diablo 4 and more time invested into PoE2. I'm going to be blasting this game at the very least until Season 7 launches, and then probably go right.
I am going to be blasting this game until I get access to Monster Hunter. So if all of a sudden, somewhere along February, you guys notice, hey, wait a minute, Rurikhan's not making Path of Exile content. What's going on? you guys will know. It's like, there it is. There it fucking is. You guys are going to know. It's like, there it is.
Right back into PoE2.
Holy shit. Okay, all right, Rob, please tell me you didn't drink the Kool-Aid too.
I'm really excited to jump into PoE come December 6th.
Okay, I give up. Let's at least try and figure out why this is happening.
Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying there isn't enough in-game content.
Nah, that's never happened. I've personally...
I've never seen that happen in any video game ever.
I've never seen that happen in ARPG. I don't know what he's talking about.
ARPG
it's
or
not
otherwise.
Complicated, and it's not intimidating at all, which is why Diablo 4 sold so well. Almost no barrier to entry. They're great for casual players. The problem is it lacks an endgame almost entirely.
I'm really excited to jump into PoE. The biggest reason for me by far is probably the crazy endgame that they have. This focus on the endgame
stuff is crazy,
just absolutely crazy and fresh and new to me, because coming from
one of the biggest things that I have to say though is I wish that people wouldn't meta the fuck out of a game right as it releases. Hell, I wish people wouldn't even focus on the meta that much until like a year after release, because there's so much fun to be had in a video game where we don't actually know what is going to happen. And I just really don't like the current culture that we have of everybody like, oh no, give me a tier list. What's the best class, the best build? I need to know it before the game is even out. Like, give it to me now. I need all the information. I need to know I can't waste my time. And it's like, playing video games is wasting time. That's what playing video games is all about. I can't waste my time. You are. Even if you follow a build guide, you're still wasting time. That's what video games are. It's crazy. So it's like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, when I play the game, it's gonna be slow. I don't give a fuck. Like, my build's gonna be unoptimal as fuck. I've heard of this term that people have in PoE, which is ZDPS. That's gonna be me. ZDPS. Having fun is wasting time. Luna, the point is, when people say, I can't waste my time, what I mean by wasting time is like, you know, you're not doing anything productive when you're playing a video game. I mean, you're doing something productive for like your mental health. You guys know what I'm saying. Like, let's not get stuck in words, right? The point is, when you're having fun, you're not necessarily doing anything that's advancing you in life, or, you know, you're not making money. You're not, that's the point that people make. It's like, oh, I can't waste my time with video games. It's like, video games are a waste of time. That's the whole point. 0 DPS, baby. You know it. You know it, Alex. You know it. That's me. I'm the Path of Exile tourist. Got a few of my characters to around 30 million DPS. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. That's too much. That's too much. Too much DPS. Okay?
Did he just say the focus on in-game is crazy and fresh and new to me? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, before. After a certain amount of time, there is not that much to do in.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh.
There truly is nothing to do.
Bro, don't talk like that about the OG. The originators of the Diablo-Like? What the fuck? The absolute disrespect.
Holy shit, dude. Dude, back to back, saying the same thing. I love how the reaction is the same from literally everyone.
Well, I guess that's not literally true, but there aren't really any great rewards for doing that. I don't have any super awesome mounts. I don't have any titles. My character.
What do you mean? You can get some really cool mounts. Just, you know, all you got to do is this. Wait, I'll show you, Rex. I'll show you what you got to do to get mounts on D4. Wait. Wait, bro. No, you don't understand. You pull out your credit card. Damn it. Where's my credit card? Usually I use this different paying method now. Wait, I'm not going to show you guys my credit card on stream. That'd be fucking stupid. Okay, let's pretend this is my credit card. This is like for this this store that I go to in Portugal, okay? But you pull out your credit card, right? And then you swipe that motherfucker and you get the cool mounts. That's how you get it done. That's how you get it done. Just swipe. Like, what do you mean? Of course you can get cool mounts. You can get all the cool mounts.
Isn't glowing.
Swipe.
I can't link you an item that is so rare and so godly that you wouldn't be able to find it yourself from all the hours that I put into it. The rewards are just not there.
Man, it gets worse. Nothing to do, no reason to do the things there are to do, and no rewards for doing them.
Okay, guys, I think it's inevitable. I also need to try this game out, and for exactly the reason you may think. To bring to light why PoE2 is a vastly inferior game to the masterpiece we call Diablo 4. But for real, guys, I will be making a lot more videos on PoE2, and you probably should be trying this game out yourself. It looks awesome. Please subscribe.
Wait, you can't say that. You're supposed to be the one that shills for Diablo 4. Damn it. Absolutely disgusting. Guys, make sure to give it a like. Give it some watch time. Do the usual stuff. Great video right there. Great stuff. Oh, man, dude. Diablo in fucking shambles. He gave up. Yup. Absolutely. Diablo 4 in shambles. The originators of Diablo-Like. I mean, at the end of the day, it's something that Rod Ferguson needs to realize, and that everybody needs to realize, is that the term Souls-like is not something that was invented by From Software. It's not something that Miyazaki came out and went like, hey, we need to normalize Souls-like. It is something the community came up with, which is why it's organic. You can't just like force these things or will them into existence, dude. That's crazy. Rurikhan, serious question. If you heard about Final Fantasy XIV coming to mobile? Yeah, I talked about it in the previous Cons Anvil. D4, more like Alt F4 to launch PoE2. If the next Monster Hunter becomes very, very bad, that is the definition of Diablo-like. Yeah, if the next Monster Hunter's bad, it became a Diablo-like. That's what Diablo-like is going to be used for from now on. Like, Avowed is currently on path to becoming a Diablo-like. with their creative director just like losing his shit all over social media. They're well on their way to becoming a Diablo-like. Devs confirmed in PoE2 you elemental combo in co-op. Oh, now that sounds busted as hell. It's too bad that I'm not good at like multitasking with 2 controllers. That could be a way to do it. Imagine monster. I mean, but you can make like an aura bot, right? You could have like just a character running around with auras following you. You could do that. Imagine Monster Hunter with the systems of PoE. No. Completely disagree. You don't want that. Like, that was the whole idea behind Call to Wrath. Is like, oh, here's a chase. You can keep getting random weapons. Nobody wants that in Monster Hunter. Nobody wants random loot in Monster Hunter. No. No. We do not want that, okay? It's a different game altogether. Trust me. It is very much a different game. Aura bots are pretty popular in PoE 1, but I think they'll be way more active in PoE. We'll see. I liked Kolv. I liked killing Kolv. I didn't like the Kolv loot chase. I thought it was miserable. I absolutely hated it. I meant like a Monster Hunter competitor like PoE to Diablo. So a Monster Hunter-like game with random loot. I don't know. Glad people realize how bad of a company Blizzard is. It didn't used to be, Alberto. That's the problem. Blizzard used to be the darlings. Like, you used to know, like... It's so weird to say this nowadays, but... Blizzard quality used to fucking mean something, dude. It used to mean something. When you said Blizzard quality, it would mean, oh, this is actually something that's gonna be really fucking good. The thing is, I feel like as more years pass by, people will just be gradually forgetting about that, and some of the newer generations won't even ever know it. They won't even ever know that Blizzard used to be a really cool company. You mean Blizzard North? Yeah, sure. Back when they said it's done when it's done. Exactly. Exactly, dude. Blizzard quality was the Lost Vikings. Lost Vikings was pretty good. I want the Monster Hunter-like ARPG. I don't think I would want that. For all you old people that know the old Viking games. Yeah, I remember I wanted to play the Lost Vikings in my 286 processor and I couldn't do it because you needed a 386 processor to be able to run the Lost Vikings. 2 decades ago, Ruri. Bro, stop! It was not 2 decades ago. I think the turning point was Wrath of the Lich King. After Wrath of the Lich King, it was over for Blizzard. Everything that came after is like flop. Although Overwatch was cool when it first launched. The bones of the original Overwatch was pretty cool. I liked it. Same with Ubisoft and EA. They used to be titans of the gaming industry. True, actually. True. Rui, whatever happened to that Monster Hunter-like from Cygames, Project Awakening? Good question. That is a very good question. Joe Ray's trying to write a book about Blizzard. Hope he gets there. Want to read an insider's POV. Who's Joe Ray? Legion was great, and I still had a lot of fun in BFA and even Shadowlands, but I just can't deal. Bro, Shadowlands was garbage. I mean, listen, when it comes to World of Warcraft, there is one thing still in that game that I cannot believe that people just accept it. They just accept it, and they're like, this is fine. This is exactly what we want. And whenever I complain about it, I always eat shit, which is the Vault. It's the most mobile-like piece of fucking garbage feature I've ever seen in a video game, and everybody gargles those Blizzard nuts over the Vault. Oh my god! Oh, the Great Vault! I love it! Oh man! I love it! The Great Vault's so good! Fucking end me, dude. Do you guys know what the Great Vault is, dude? Great Vault is so disgusting, dude. I'm gonna bring it up. Fuck it. Let's see what the latest iteration of the Great Vault looks like, because it's still in there, I'm sure. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Wait, why didn't that work? Oh, I guess I have to open it like this. Okay. This is... Let me introduce you guys to the Great Vault. Okay? Here's how it works. You defeat 2 bosses in a raid, you get an item here. You defeat 4 bosses in a raid, you get an item here. You defeat 6 bosses in a raid, you get an item here. And you guys are like, this sounds good, Ruri. The thing is, in order to do this, they reduce the amount of loot that you would actually get from raids. Same thing from dungeons. Complete dungeons at a certain level. You get an item here. Then you get an item here. If you complete 4 of them, you get an item here if you complete 8 of them. And then there's also world activities. There used to be a PvP one as well, but they removed it from here, thank God. But yeah, it's basically, you know, like in the mobile games where if you're a good little boy and you do your login duties every day and then you get to the end of the week and they give you a little treat for being a good boy, it's the same shit. And it's the same shit that they do with a season journey in Diablo 4, and it's the same fucking retention-ass garbage that you do in mobile games, which is disgusting, and I cannot believe that there are people that are like, this is a good thing, actually. No, not monthly instead. No, Frosty, I don't negotiate with terrorists, okay? I don't negotiate with terrorists. And that's what these people are. If you want to, like, force me to do something in order to get a little treat at the end of it, like some weekly engagement farming bullshit, okay? I don't negotiate with terrorists. Fuck you. No. No, sir. Sounds like Destiny 2 and their weekly activities. Exactly, it is just like that. It's like, no, dude. Fuck no. Where's my treat, Pavlov? Exactly, we're all Pavlovian dogs. Waiting for the little Skinner box. Rurikhan, you gonna do Return to Rise soon? I don't know, because I want to play Path of Exile 2, dude. So I don't know if I'm gonna be doing Return to Rise when we have Path of Exile 2 to play. I know nothing about the Great Vault. Well, you know now. Yeah, I can say the same thing about 14's gearing system. It sucks 100%. It's not great either, no. It's not great either, no. Do you decide which class you start for PoE2 yet? Mercenary or Warrior? I haven't figured out which one I want. Because I like the idea of grenades and explosions with Mercenary, but at the same time, I don't know if this is the first time we've ever seen it, but it is one of the very few times that we've seen active blocking in an ARPG. And I'm also very curious to test out active blocking. I think that could be really fun. Do you have thoughts on Guild Wars 2 Wizards Vault? I haven't engaged with that system, so I don't know. I don't know what that works like. This is the first time, yeah. I think I don't know if it's the first time. I don't want to claim that it is the first time. There might have been other ARPGs that have done it. But I would want the build that would be around blocking and doing like thorns type of damage. I just always really like that. Being able to like block, do thorns, do crazy shit like that. I think that'd be really cool. I can imagine now Kegger and Ruri thinking up of a name for his community clan in PoE2. I don't want to manage a community thing because it's too much work. I already have to focus on doing my content, being a parent, doing all. I don't have time to manage a community in a game. When does PoE2 start, and also are they simplifying the skill tree? PoE2 starts on the 6th of December, so next Friday. I think the starting time is about 2 hours from now. So whatever time it is for you right now, 2 hours from now. Wait, 3. I think it's whatever time it is for you right now, 3 hours from this point, next Friday, that's when it goes live. And is the tree simpler? No, quite the opposite. It's bigger. It's a bigger tree this time. I'm not exaggerating. $8 p.m. for EU? I thought it was 7. I think it's 7. I think it's 7, Gregory. I think you're wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. Respec is simpler. Yeah, true. All right. Let's do some shout-outs for the Longbeards, the absolute Giga Chads. We have C. Manta, Crisis, Chief Hellhunter, Hidden Aussie, Draxus K, Drakmoth, El Renatus, Slam Iron, Saphirian, Twerkalese Lord of Something, J. Walco 4, Inazuma, Senior Bacon, Sam Castellan, Devin Widener, Astron RH, Sherlock Para, Philip Figgy Grubham, Cold Brick, Rhett Pigbank, Rambo the Nerd, John Coombs, Pegay 83, Pizza Man Invaded, Miz and Jamal, Angry Scott's Dad 23, Alex SSS, Robert 396, and Shelby Necco. Thank you very much for being gross incandescent as Longbeards, you Giga Chads. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. And appreciate support from all the Iron Breakers out there, and even just people that show up just to hang out. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, we have an interesting video here that I was looking up some Path of Exile 2 videos, and this thing came up, which is apparently a panel with Jonathan and Shuhei Yoshida, who was the former president of Sony Entertainment. And he went there, I guess, to check out Path of Exile. I don't know. I got really curious when I saw this because I feel like if you're explaining Path of Exile 2 to Shuhei Yoshida, you're going to have to take a very noob-friendly approach, which is probably going to be good. So we'll see.
For this one,
what the hell?
Multiple. You know, for a first-time player, I think you're pretty good, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
he's playing on a controller.
Ah, I think this is going to
be
very
are they playing? Are they playing couch co-op?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they are.
I'm very glad to hear that you played the game.
I'm totally enjoying it.
Well, hopefully I can impress you with PoE2 as well.
I can't wait. Now, now I know it's coming so soon.
Hopefully I can show you PoE2.
Yep.
So, one thing we wanted to try and make sure of is that every class feels very different from other classes. And this one is designed to feel like you're playing a shooter game. So,
is it Ranger?
So this is the mercenary.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of supposed to feel like you're shooting guns, you know. So you have like an assault rifle there, and then a shotgun, and then here we have an incendiary shotgun. And
I love the way that he just keeps referring to the friggin' crossbow. It's like, oh, here's machine gun, here's shotgun, here's incendiary shotgun. It's like, what the hell, dude?
That kind of means that the gameplay feels very different than before.
Wow, graphics look so much nicer.
Thank you.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
But the other thing as well you really wanted to make sure is that it feels like you can have a lot of combos. So here I've like frozen these enemies, and then if I use my other shotgun, I can shatter them. And it does like an AoE around the monsters. So to show you that again, you know, I can start by freezing these monsters and then shatter them apart.
Right.
So in PoE1, a lot of the time, you know, you just spam one skill again and again. And we really wanted to make sure that you actually have more variety in PoE2. So here I can use my assault rifle. I can shoot off the armor of these monsters.
You guys noticing the soundtrack as well?
From something like a shotgun.
Really nice.
But also there are lots of skills that will empowered by this. So for example, the sniper rifle.
Sniper
the armor is
rifle.
broken off, it does much more damage. So yeah, just lots of abilities like this. Here's one that I can shoot on the ground. And it effectively produces ice crystals where if a monster goes over it, then they take damage as they walk through and get slowed down. So once again, it's another skill that's easy to use with lots of other things. So yeah. But you know, the thing I guess we're known for is having lots of character customization. So you know, we have the giant skill tree, of course.
Amazing.
And in PoE2 it of course returns.
Wow.
But what we've tried to do is simplify the game for new players quite a lot. So I'll talk about a few of the things we've done. So for one thing, the skill system is presented a lot more like you know, Diablo 2. You know, where you've got a skill.
Thank God, bro. Don't you tell me no more about like, oh, let me get my 6 links. I need to get my fucking 6 links, and they better be blues and greens and reds. Oh, bro, I'm sorry, dude. Like, listen, I think Path of Exile is an amazing game. Like, I did not like that system. I'm sorry. I don't know if like this is a big thing with people that main Path of Exile. If for you guys it's like, oh, they're taking away this really cool feature. To me, it's like, thank fucking God, dude. Jesus. I remember every time I pick up a new armor, I'm like, can't fucking use that. Nope. Because I already have my, like, in my recent playthrough that I've been doing with the Path of Exile tourist, it's like, you pick up something new and you're like, well, can't use that because we're going to need like 3 blue links to keep our build going. So super happy. Actually, no more struggling for sockets. It used to be so much worse. Yeah, exactly. Sam, I didn't like it. Most veterans didn't. Yes, we all agree. So actually, not even the people that like playing the game like that system. The cool thing about the links is the support gems and the power, not the sockets and collars, which I think that the support gem system is still in, which is cool. Unnecessary friction, I think everybody agrees. Thank God, dude.
Tree, you can pick from classes. Now, in reality, you can still choose skills from any other class. So just like PoE1, if you know what you're doing, you can, you know, choose other things. But if you are a new player, you know, you can stick to these skills, and things will probably be okay.
So you can go.
No. I mean, I'm gonna play mercenary with I don't know, something ridiculous. I'm gonna play a mercenary with a staff.
Either
do what I want.
Menu or
or you can expand and see. So then we can see like the whole list, you know, with many things. But also for support gems, which
I don't think Shuhei understood that one.
You know, a little bit
because like Shuhei is saying like, oh, so we can have like this menu here with the skills, or we can have the big skill tree. And it's like, no, Shuhei, these are 2 different systems. At least that's my understanding, because like you have the skill system, and then there's the passive Path of Exile tree.
It's the star, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But in PoE2, we've simplified this a lot. So here's the screen where you can put your skills and socket them. And it's not part of items.
So wait, you can only have 2. Oh no, it depends on the level. So you level up the skills, and then the more levels you have, I'm assuming the more gem slots will be open.
Anymore, which means that it's a lot easier to use. And then we also have this thing called a support gem, which lets you modify your skills further. So unlike in PoE2, you know, we recommend for each skill which supports we would like to use.
Oh, that's nice.
For example, for this one, if I pick multiple projectiles, then now when I
when I got the new gems in Path of Exile, I didn't really know which one is better than one.
So this helps a lot more. Yeah, with this one, for example, if I fire it without multiple projectiles, I just get a grenade.
Gemling mercenary with minions. Yeah, something like that.
Projectiles in here.
Which with a shield.
When I fire it, I get 3 grenades.
See, now this sounds fun.
You know, it works. It's still an item, and it works with any skill. So if I move, for example, to where's my sniper rifle gone? Here. Then now when I use my sniper rifle, I get 3 shots every time.
Wow, nice.
So you have to be careful to choose what skill you want to have these on, and that is, you know, where a lot of the depth comes from is, you know, choosing these things. So you know, that's how supports work in PoE2. But once again, if you're a existing player, maybe you just turn off this recommended button, and now you see all of the all the things.
Hells yeah!
But
that's what I'm talking about. No, that's me. I'm the experienced player, the tourist.
I think when I was playing Path of Exile, I wasn't sure if I should keep selling the things or should I be keeping some of them, you know, for the future.
Yeah. In PoE2, it's actually a lot easier because we have gold, like a more traditional game does. So using the vendors is you know, a lot easier. You know,
tell me about it. Every time that you go to Path of Exile 1 and you're trying to sell stuff and it's like a Herodric cube combination. It's like, oh, you sell 3 of this potion, get a better potion. You sell this thing and here's an identify scroll. And I was like, what the crap?
A lot of testing for new users to see, you know, to see what they were having trouble with. And we changed a lot of things based on that. So that's a very unusual class, but now maybe I can show you a more traditional, you know, warrior.
So you have other new classes?
Yeah, so we actually have 12 classes in the game, and all of them, we try to make every one feel quite different, but you know, yeah, we have many things going on with that. So I guess if I show you some of the combat right away, you can just see the quality of everything is just so much better than what we did in PoE.
The animations look so much better.
You can redirect your skills after you've already done them. We also have dodge cancel, so you can cancel out.
Nah, bro, that's for casuals. Redirecting skills. What is this? Focus mode for Monster Hunter Wilds? This game's now a Monster Hunter-like. You can't just redirect skills. We invented this. This game's now a Monster Hunter-like. That's what I'm saying.
At any time, but we still like to do a lot of skill combinations. So here, for example, is a skill that creates a magma on the ground. If you slam that, then it re-triggers the magma. So you can use this to
how long does it stay there?
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we try to just build things like this into every.
Bro, we might have to go warrior, man.
So,
look at that.
You know, if I use this,
dude, look at that.
You might think, okay, well. You know,
oh my God! This is You guys know what this is? This is Boomhammer from Bloodborne. Dude, Boomhammer. No, I think this settles it, bro. I'm going warrior.
What other slams does it work with?
I'm going warrior.
Actually,
look at those chunky slams, dude.
So for example, here I've got a skill called Stampede.
Unga Bunga Mace. Yes.
It does more
yes.
damage behind.
There's a charge. Look at it.
Attack the ground with this, and then
hells yeah, dude.
Then it triggers a very large number of times. So that can be a very effective way. Now this area, you have monsters worshipping this artificial sun. And as I get closer, I start to take more damage.
Praise the sun.
So you want to hide in the shade to prevent yourself from dying.
Oh,
interesting. So you know, it's nice to have these like little area mechanics. But you know, I should probably take a different path.
Wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? How old is this video? It was only 3 weeks ago. Why is there like 5 potion things? There's only going to be 2. Yeah, it's an old build.
Like that. We actually have random levels as well. So every time I play this, it will be different. There'll always be a sun in the center, but you know, the walls will be different, the monsters will be different, everything, you know, where the entrances are.
Bro, so, these animations
you know, it's
look
familiar,
hella
but different
good.
every time.
So
these look hella clean.
Very important.
Yeah. I'll show you some other skill combinations we have. So if I use armor break on a monster here, so I break their armor, and then I do a slam on top of them. It does extra stun damage. So this actually I can use with another skill here called Seismic Cry. So here I have these things called exerted attacks. So any attack.
Shuhei Yoshida is going like, yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's like, so I break the armor, then I do the seismic cry, and then I do the thing, and Shuhei's like,
I do now will be doubled.
The combat design looks intentionally slow, doesn't it? And that's what I like, bro. I don't like how fast PoE 1 is. It's too fast. I'm a boomer. Although they've already said that this is going to get giga fast closer to the end as well. But I hope it doesn't quite reach the levels of like... Let me see if I can find like a good map cleaning build. Because I've seen some of these. So like... PoE farm build. Fast farming. This is a year ago, 7 months ago, 8 days ago.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Let me just see if we can see. I just want to see the gameplay. The dude's just showing spreadsheets right now because that's what these videos are usually. Okay. See, this is what it looks like. Okay. This is not sped up. This is actual speed. It's so fast. Okay. This shit is so fast that YouTube processing can't keep up with it, okay? Look at this. You can't even tell what's going on. That's a Path of Exile 1 farming build, all right? That's what it is. You see, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Like, there you go. There you go, dude. It's like bam, 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 bam. YouTube processing can't even keep up. Like, you could put 50,000 bit rate on this video, YouTube would still not be able to keep up. All right? And this is not me fucking around, okay? I have the best possible fucking resolution and shit, YouTube Premium, all of that. This is the best we can get. Look at this shit. And you know, this is one of the things that I'm personally not the biggest fan of. Okay, I get the power fantasy. I prefer it to be a little bit slower. Not speed up? No, it's not sped up. What do you mean? This is how the gameplay goes. At least I don't think it is. I didn't speed it up. Unless the person editing the video sped it up. They might have, but... Yeah, that's a pretty average build. Okay, sure. But that's the point.
Okay, from the laser. Oh, wow. So here, if I do this...
Look up Flicker Strike. Okay. Let's look up Flicker Strike. See if it gets even worse than this. Flicker Strike build. There you go. Hey, this one at least has better bitrate. There you go. Sorry, man, I'm too old. I can't. What the fuck? Whee! Which again, I understand. It's fantastic power fantasy, but I like this way more.
Triggers a second time.
Oh, nice.
So that allows you to, as I said, to double any skill.
Yeah.
And that means you probably want to use it with whatever your most powerful skill is. So a pretty good one is, the Rampage. But I'll show you some other skills that might be good to use it with as well.
I just like how deliberate every move feels. You see, Alex is here, so I can say this and it'll be funny. It's kind of like this became the Dark Souls of RPGs, right, Alex? The Dark Souls of ARPGs, brother. You know it's true. It's kind of like 2016 called. It wants its journalist headlines back. Exactly, dude.
The use of keyboard, different keys for different skills.
Yeah.
I'm a controller player.
Yeah.
I really like the changing tabs to be able to choose different skills.
After this, we can play some couch co-op together if you like.
Okay.
So we can play on controller, and you can see what that experience is like.
Okay.
I am very curious. I want to see the controller experience.
Yeah, I'm going to use a skill called Hammer of the Gods.
Hammer of the
I'll
Gods.
put it on my skill screen, and this is a cooldown skill.
Whoa!
So we can play on controller, and you can. I'm going to use a skill called.
So skills still drop, but they don't have colors associated with them. I didn't realize that skills still dropped. I thought that all of the skills would be available, and you just like, you know, you had like the skill menu that they showed earlier. IGN on 6th of December, PoE2 is the Dark Souls of Diablo-Likes. Yes, dude. You engrave skills as they land in the inventory. You get uncut gems. You drop an uncut gem and then make whichever skill you want. Oh. So you basically choose whatever skills you want to make. Okay. You have to cut the gem into the skill. Interesting. You gotta explore and find them like a true Souls-like. Exactly.
Hammer of the Gods. So I'll put it on my skill screen, and this is a cooldown skill. And it drops a large hammer on monsters. So there we go. So it's very powerful.
Bro!
And
wait, let me see the model of that hammer again. Also, is this like max resolution? Nice.
There we go.
Hell yeah, dude. Does it explode afterwards?
So it's very
I like that.
And
that gives me off like a couple of old school Paladin vibes with what'd you call it? Fist. I think it was Fist of the Ancients, or was it Fist of something else? It might have not been Fist of the Ancients. Fist of Heavens, something like that, where you get like this light thing coming in from the ground, then it would spread out. Yeah, Fist of Heavens, Paladin build from Diablo 2.
if I use that with my...
I was really big into the Hammerdyne, actually. I loved Hammerdynes, dude. Hammerdynes were so amazing back in Diablo 2. You guys remember Hammerdynes? Those were the best. You're just like, walking around like, woot, 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 and then come the spinning hammers. So cool. You need the exploding support gem. Exactly, dude.
Skill that
Make it go
duplicates
boom.
things. It means I can drop, it'll explode a second time.
Yes.
So first I'll stun.
You know what's better than dropping one hammer? Dropping two of them that explode. Yes, I approve this message.
Let me just get. Oh, I killed. Whoops.
There's so many ways to customize your character.
And then we do a big hammer with two.
Yeah.
And then explode again.
Nice.
But with support gems, you can still make it more powerful again. So, that's a rare monster. 1 second.
And I really like the gem to always give you the health back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's mana leech.
Yeah.
So I'll put those ones on, and then if I can stun a monster again.
Yeah.
There's the stun build up right there.
Okay, running out of mana. And then use this, and then now if I drop this one, I get an empowered double hammer. So it's a red one.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I have to say this, it is a good sign that a developer is willing to fuck up in the presence of like an executive. I mean, even though I don't know what Shuhei Yoshida does nowadays, but like he used to be the president of Sony, obviously someone very important in the gaming industry. And it's like, it's not like they're playing some fucking scripted cookie cutter build that he's done. Look at his fucking health. He's about to die. He's not even playing on like some bullshit difficulty that they made up. I was like, no, bro. Like, oh, there's a rare spawn. Oops. I might just die. And he's just like chilling, fucking doing commentary while he's actually playing the game. That's the difference. That is the difference. Like, when we talk about how developers should be confident enough to actually play their fucking video game, that's what he's doing over here. Like, a lot of people over at Blizzard wouldn't be able to do a demonstration like this because they'd fucking die because they don't fucking play their video games. That's why. You want to know why a lot of World of Warcraft mythic raids have to be tuned after they come out? Because they can't field the fucking mythic raiding team. That's why. Because their fucking people don't play the game. And this is why they wanted you to do the fucking secondary quests twice. 3 times. Once per fucking season. That's why. Oh yeah, just do all those side quests all over again. Of course. Makes perfect sense. Look, he's playing the game and he's the director. Huh, impressive. Fucking impressive.
Powered double hammer. So it's a red one.
That's one of the biggest problems that we actually have in gaming right now, and that's why a lot of video games are failing, is because the people working on the games don't fucking play them. That's why. Okay? This is why Monster Hunter is a fantastic game, because like if you go back to watch the videos from Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show, you see the actual developers playing the fucking video game. They play the game. They know how the game is played. They know when the game needs to change things because they fucking play it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this industry that don't do that. And they should.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe what I'll do now is just show you a boss. So PoE2 actually has 100 bosses.
Oh, wow.
And 100 areas.
Wow.
So it's a very big game.
Amazing.
So here's one in the middle of Act 3.
What do I think about the Fextralife situation? I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but fundamentally, it was not Fextralife's fault. They've given them something wrong about the embargo date or something like that. Path of Exile has confirmed that that failure was on their end. So therefore, the information that Fextralife received was faulty, and that's why they released the video too early. So not their fault. There's not a whole lot to say other than that, to be honest. Yeah, I get it, Penso. It's like there's not a whole lot for me to comment on it, because it's not like Fextralife did anything wrong. They didn't. Path of Exile has confirmed that they didn't do anything wrong, so, you know.
So how much bigger it is than the prequel?
I think that, well, PoE1 has grown very large in a long time. So,
I would imagine that Path of Exile 1 is going to still be significantly bigger than Path of Exile 2 for a good long while, because obviously they've been developing Path of Exile 1 for over a decade. I don't even know for how long that game has existed. When did it come out? Like 2013? Actually, it's about a decade. Actually, I think it was 2012 that it came out in early access. So a little bit more than a decade. They've been putting content into the original Path of Exile. So obviously, Path of Exile 2 is not going to be doing that.
PoE2 will probably, it's the start, be a bit smaller, but still I think will be around 50 hours to get through the campaign, and still with many, many features in endgame. And the reason it has to be so big is because, you know, with PoE1 being so large, we have to make sure we can still appeal to all the players who are used to having such a large game.
And I'm sure so many different classes, people want to create different characters.
Oh yes. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why our game has lasted so long is because of the fact that there are so many different things to do with
build crafting.
So people have a lot of stuff to do.
Oh, this is much more engaging, proper action game.
Is playing WASD, right?
Oh, yes.
Both battle.
Yeah. Okay, so if I can stun him, in a second we'll be able to use the double hammer. There we go. And then, oh no, out of mana. Okay, there we go. There we go. We do a lot of damage.
So when they're stunned, they take additional damage.
Which slow you down. So you have to be very careful when they're by them. Nope.
Is this like in the middle of the game? Or, yeah, because this boss seems pretty challenging.
Well, even at the start of the game, we like to have pretty challenging bosses as well.
Okay.
This is another really good thing that I like about Path of Exile, because even when we started playing Path of Exile recently, you can tell that like they're not scared of, oh, we're gonna fuck you up. Like you mess around, you fuck around, you're gonna find out. It's not like most of the other games that you play nowadays, which is like it's so sanitized that, oh, we can't possibly kill the player in the first hour of gameplay. Can't have that. No, oh no, dude. Imagine if the player quits. Oh my God. It feels like the developers actually respect you and they're like, hey, you know, if you fuck up, you better learn something, you know? So I like when a developer takes that attitude, that they're not scared of disciplining players by fucking killing them. Okay? Kill them. Put them in the ground. That's what you got to do. You got to kill them. Put them in the ground. Teach them. Because otherwise, players just go like, oh, la, 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 la. It's all rainbows and sunshines, and I'm killing everything in one hit. And then suddenly they get to a wall, and they're like, fuck this game. This game sucks. It's like, no, kill them. Put them in the ground.
Well, actually, Path of Exile 1 has been very, very accommodating for
I wouldn't say that.
difficulty level. But Path of Exile 2 seems to be a bit more challenging,
Good.
which is great for players like me.
In PoE2, we have a checkpoint system now.
Okay.
So if you die, it doesn't hurt nearly as much.
Okay.
So that means that for a boss fight, we can be a bit more challenging, but you can start again right away and go right where you left off.
Oh, okay. So checkpoint right before the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, that's very good.
That's like, you know, from software games.
Yeah.
Like.
I'd say we definitely took some inspiration from Elden Ring. For sure.
See, it is a Dark Souls-like. See, Alex, he just said there's inspiration from Elden Ring. It's a Souls-like. Fextralife was right. He was right all along. No, that's cool. I love that. Diablo Souls-like game. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I'm out of mana. I used it too much at the start of the fight. Hopefully I can get it soon. Okay. Don't get too close to the wormholes.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, that's an example of a boss, but we have many bosses like this.
That's great. This is one of 100, you said?
Yes, 100 bosses.
100 bosses
show you
like
some more
that.
if you like. There's some pretty good ones. So maybe I can show you the monk class now.
Okay.
So yeah, the monk is like also melee, but he is a lot squishier, you know, he doesn't have as much life. So you have to have a combat style that's much faster in getting in and out of combat very quickly. So let's have a look at this area. So what I'm going to do here...
You have a companion?
Yes, in this area. This is Alva.
Oh, so is it like Einhar? I like Einhar, dude. Like on the last stream, we had this companion dude named Einhar. He's a beast, dude. He was just like coming out with his crossbow, melting shit. That was fun. That's fun.
So this class relies a lot on combos as well. This class, if you get has a palm strike, that if you get a character low on life, like this, then you get this indicator. And then if I do a palm strike, it kills the monster, it gives me these charges. And then I have attacks that get empowered significantly by that.
Yeah.
So this is a good part of the gameplay. There's a few different ways to get charges, but
so it kind of works like a rogue.
There's a lot of different.
I love how they just stole the bell from Diablo 3. That's pretty shameless. That's pretty shameless. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna bring a bell down. You're gonna bang on it, just like in D3. Fuck yeah.
You can make it expand it like this, and then when you hit the bell, it does more damage.
Oh, really?
So,
except you can hit the bell more than
even,
once.
Electrocute, add things like if you set the bell on fire, it will do fire damage. If you electrocute the bell, it'll do electric damage. So that's quite a fun mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, so,
do you get that skill early enough? Or?
Yeah. That this is actually a skill at the very beginning of the
game. That reminds me
of
the Kegren drum solo on my shield. Bang, 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 bang.
There's also another ability here, which I can use charges for, which charges my staff up. And now when I do any attack, I get extra projectiles. So you can even use it with a skill like this to spin projectiles away.
Oh, wow, nice.
So when it's not charged up, it just looks like this.
Oh, okay.
But after I've charged it up, then I get a lot more projectiles. And There we go. So then that's what it normally looks like. And then if I charge it up, then
Dragon Tech Gaming, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. I'm gonna make a hybrid battle mage tank like my old build. Good.
Combine them together as well. Oh, well. There's some these ice monsters keep slowing me down. Yeah. We can also,
love the pacing
if I
of it.
get a monster close to being staggered like this, then I can do another charge that will empower my staff with wind. And now when I attack, I get wind projectiles coming out. And actually, I can combine both of these at the same time. It's a bit tricky, but it's possible in order to do a very large amount of damage. Maybe I can do that at the same time. I'll see if I can. All right, that, and then, oh, no, didn't quite manage it. Okay. There we go. There we go.
Jesus.
Now, there is a crash in this fight, so hopefully we don't get it. I had it when I was demoing to some other people earlier.
There's a crash in this fight.
We can do it.
These are like warriors that are making the arena. That's pretty cool.
What's that blue color feeding?
This is
Poison.
Poison.
Oh,
so her name is Viper Napawatsi.
Yeah.
So she has lots of snake-based themed abilities.
Sorry, I mean that, light blue
yeah,
color.
that's when I was poisoned. Oh, that's the energy shield.
Oh, okay.
So it shields your life from damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, that's cheating.
From the side.
She's triggering them, and then she also does this. Oh,
okay.
She cheats.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the arena changes size. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the variety of these boss fights. Very nice. Oh, you're getting...
Whoa. There we go. Now I can stagger her, and then I want to use. Well, slightly wrong timing. There we go. No, there we go.
Nice.
So you spam it on top of the bell. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and you get the effect of both. See, I like doing that type of shit.
Ah. Okay. Maybe I can still get her.
Bang, 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 bang. Wasn't she supposed to take like a bunch of stun damage there? It didn't seem like it was working properly.
Nice.
Now you get to dodge.
The arena is getting tighter and tighter. I'm guessing that's like on a health percentage base. Gonna get your ass rocked, Jonathan. Come on now. You can do it.
You have to use the potion.
Ooh, he's running out of health
getting
potions.
more and more restricted over time.
Yeah.
It makes it harder and harder.
Wow.
Oh no! Oh god, thank goodness. Sorry, she nearly did the thing that crashes there, so I was a bit scared.
Nice.
Viper Strike. That's some anime stuff going on there. Looks like a mirror match almost.
It's still
it bounces off of him.
Amazing for me. The PC players can hit the right key without looking at the keyboard.
What?
There we go. I think I've got her.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, that's amazing. This is great. Oh, now they are attacking.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter does have a similar mechanic with the hunting horn for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah.
Echo
yeah,
bubbles.
that's another boss
Yeah,
fight.
this
So
is great. Yeah.
Maybe we can play couch co-op now.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Couch co-op.
If you press X on the controller, and then I'll press X as well, and then we can create new characters. Hold down the button. Yeah, there we go. So you can pick first. Just use left and right to pick a class. So would you like a ranged or a melee class, perhaps?
I'm a ranger in Paths of Exile 1, but I like to do some melee.
Okay, sure. Well, you can play the warrior here.
Yeah.
Yep, and then just press X again one more time.
Okay.
One more time, actually.
Okay.
And then I'll pick a class. Maybe I'll go the... I could play Sorceress, since we didn't play it already.
Yeah.
There you go. The rest of the characters get hacked. And
oh no!
How to escape. Yeah. The storyline is that the count in the local area is kind of gone crazy and started arresting people for no reason. We're supposed to go and find out why this is happening and try to prevent this from happening. So yeah, if you use the middle button, you can open the inventory. You can do it at the same time on your side.
Oh yeah.
And then equip your items. Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
So let's go. So yeah, I'm playing Sorceress. I have this fire spell. On R1, you have your attack.
I don't have
button.
potions yet. Bonk, bonk.
Yeah. Because we have two players, they have more life than usual.
Yeah, so stuff scales.
So here you have a shield for you. So if you put this on, unlike in PoE 1, we have active block.
I love active blocking, dude.
So if you press R1, then you hold your shield up, move a bit slower, but you... so
R1?
R1?
No, you would want L1,
like so now
dude.
you can block attacks.
No, not R1. No, no, it's not Souls-like anymore. It should be on L1, not R1. Ooh, big L. Big L for Path of Exile devs. Come on now. R1? No, L1. L1 is the one for blocks. And L2 is for parrying.
Over here. So there should be some skill gems here. So one for each of us. Yep, just choose where on the controller. That R2 is good. There you go. Yep. So if you use that skill, this is the one that does this. And you can steer after you've done it to change direction. So, mana. And I've got an electrical spell here that bounces off walls.
Okay, so the D-pads are
should be
for
a boss.
potions.
Yeah, that's a checkpoint. Oh, nice. There should be a boss very
Oh
soon.
wait, they already rebound it. So it's actually L1 for blocking. R1 is for regular attacks. Like you can see it there. The icon says L1.
The levels are random, so I don't know where the boss is.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Careful of the... Oh, there we go. Oh, I died. Oh, no. Can you kill these guys first?
Oh, you can res other players?
And then you can resurrect me.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Hold down. Yep.
Dude, I'm gonna play this with my kid.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
I'll try
I'll
to
play
avoid
this
that.
with my kid, 100%, dude.
The boss up here.
Because, like, here's something that you guys might not be aware of if you don't have children, but if you try to teach a kid how to play a video game, one of the things that they're going to struggle with the most is reorienting the camera. And this is assuming that you're teaching them with a gamepad, which is already way easier than teaching them mouse and keyboard. But the thing that they will struggle with is always going to be the camera first. And when you're playing an isometric video game, there's no camera. So it makes it way easier.
Whoa. On circle, you can dodge roll.
My kid is a shotgun main on Wayfinder, and he plays bow guns in Monster Hunter.
He's summoning more zombies. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. Nice dodge. But I need life.
Look at Shuhei with the active blocking.
Nice.
I wonder if you can block anything so long as you have enough blocking energy, like you can block the big attacks
for a
from
first-time
bosses.
player, I think you're pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
Shuei's a beast, bro. What do you mean? Bro, this looks fun as hell.
Well, low on life. Here we go. Oh, I dodged into it.
Doing it.
So is dodging L2? No, L2 is probably switching.
And of course, we also have the passive tree. Yeah, one thing we thought was really important is that both players can use their inventory and do things at the same time. So quite often it's nice to be able to do that. And, yeah. So we had to basically make 3 versions of our UI.
Yeah.
One for PC, one for controller, and then one for couch co-op.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot more work, but
it's 100% worth it. Couch co-op is so
L1
good.
to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then one more.
Can't block red AoE attacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now this.
Then square to confirm. Nice. Yeah. Do you have any other questions about the game or anything else you'd like to know? We can.
I just want to keep playing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just want to keep playing. Fucking based.
Fun.
Based
So this
Yoshida,
is another
man.
skill gem. And I can also get one as well. And then if you in here, you can choose what skill you would like to have as your next skill.
Couch co-op is actually overrated. No one actually does it. You are wrong, Quantum Dot. You are 100% wrong. And it's not even close, brother. It's not even close. I think you are basing your experience from watching videos online. And the thing is, when people are playing couch co-op, they're not really like, oh, let me record this couch co-op playthrough I'm doing for fun. Doesn't happen. I play so much couch co-op. You are crazy, dude. Couch co-op is awesome. Now, the thing that you could argue is split screen co-op is probably something that is much less used, and that I would actually agree, because split screen is not as interesting, personally speaking. I know that a lot of people still love split screen, but to me, split screen is not as interesting because you're carving up the screen in half, and it's just weird and wonky. That one I prefer to do traditional multiplayer. But couch co-op for an isometric game, fucking based. Why wouldn't you play on 2 different computers online? Okay, so I go to my friend's house, and now I have to say, oh, I guess I should have brought my big ass computer, my monitor, my keyboard, my mouse, or get this, I could go to my friend's house, and he would just have a controller there. And then we'd play together. That's why. And let me tell you something. This is actually something that we've lost for a couple of generations now. The social aspect of multiplayer gaming. Like I used to do, unfortunately nowadays I don't have as much time to do this, but we used to do like a weekly thing at my friend's place where we'd like all take our consoles and shit and we'd all get together to do multiplayer gaming. And it is so much cooler when you're right there with your friends than it is when you're doing just like standard multiplayer. It's not even remotely close.
And then equip the skill into your skill panel. And choose where it goes.
Yep.
All right. So
see, like Wada is saying, hung out with some friends yesterday, played Mario Kart, Smash, and Mario Party all on the same TV. Exactly. But what if the friend wants to play with their character from home? Then the friend should have brought a computer. I mean, it is what it is, but at least the option is there. That's what's the important thing, okay? We're just talking about having the option there, which is really cool. Like for me, for instance, I'm going to be able to play with my kid without needing to buy 2 copies of the game and having 2 PCs set up. We're just going to be able to play together on the same computer. Boom, done.
At the class, what skill did you... Oh, Earthquake? Right.
Yeah.
So this one is like a delayed blast if you try it out. That's telling you to bind town portal. It's just a tutorial on how to bind actions.
This is really cool too, that you now just have infinite town portals.
Yeah, you can bind the town portal.
Yeah.
And now if you want to go back to town, you can use that. But you might want to move it,
yeah. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
There will actually be support for using 2 accounts. That's even better.
So I have an ability here to create a firewall.
You can play with your own character too in couch co-op if you choose so. That's perfect.
So,
that's even better. See, it's the best of both worlds.
So you should use it if there's a beginning. Oh, careful. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Those red circles are very, very dangerous. 1 second. Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
No problem. So we're looking for an ice hag in this area. Whoa.
Oh no.
You're on fire. Use a life flask.
Oh no.
So we can get another skill if you like. Maybe I'll use this one actually.
Boom. Yeah.
Yep.
So the gems are
that skill is
basically
called
the
Bone Shatter.
currency.
So if you see a monster with
You
like
get
a
the
glowing
uncut
indicator,
gems, they're
that's the time to
currency
use that
for
skill,
buying
and
skills.
we'll do a lot more damage. So it doesn't do very much damage if they're not close to being stunned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it works with the stagger bar. So when the stagger bar is nearly full, that's when you can do the most damage. Oh, here's the witch here. This can be quite hard, so be careful. Careful, don't walk in that. Yep. She's summoning wolves, so be careful. Oh, I died.
That looks pretty cool.
Don't try to revive me, because if you take damage, it stops.
Okay.
Yeah. Summoning more. Oh, you did it. Oh, no, not quite.
You almost had him. Oh, you're going to die, Shuhei.
Yeah, that's because I died so quickly. Oh. This is
On
very
another
hard.
attempt.
As I said, this is an optional boss.
Yeah.
And it can be easier to come back when you're a bit stronger.
Yeah.
See, again,
Oh, I
this
leveled
goes
up.
back into the philosophy that I said. I love that they're just like, hey, listen, sometimes you're going to die and you're going to have to come back later. Too bad. So sad. Get good. Yes, this is a good thing, actually. All of this, let me make sure that we don't offend the players by killing them. Like, this is actually one of the things that Veilguard does. Veilguard has like the custom difficulty mode. They call it Unbound or whatever the hell it is. And you can be like, oh, how much damage do I want the enemies to make? Do I want to die? Because there's just one mode where you can straight up turn off death. How much damage do I want to take from enemies? How much do I want it to be hard for me to do parries? And you can customize all of these things. And the end result of, focusing so much on a million different difficulties and doing all of these things is that the difficulty was a piece of trash. It was trash. You want to know what the difficulty was like in Veilguard? It was really hard in the very beginning of the game, and then when I got to the end of the game, I was cleaning maps like that. I would throw my shield, everything's dead. One shield throw, everything's dead. And the few things that don't die, they're poisoned out the ass and they're about to die on the next shield throw anyway. So the more difficulties developers focus on balancing around, the worse your game is. So I'm happy that this is a game with one difficulty. There's one difficulty. Get good.
Oh, no, I died. Maybe we should play a different boss after and come back when we're stronger. So let me just have a look at the map. I think it should be this way, maybe. That trail. Actually this way. We're trying to find another boss called the Devourer, who is a big underground worm, and he leaves a big track in the ground. Yes, I think this is it.
Oh.
Yeah, they have 2 difficulties because you're going to have to do a harder version of Act 1, 2, and 3, but that's going to be removed later.
Careful. Whoa.
Can't block that. That's the hard part of when you have like a shield, and then there are things that you can't block. I always find that annoying. Like in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, you could put 11 points into blocking skills, and you still wouldn't be able to block a bunch of shit.
Oh, he's stunned. There's poison on the ground. Just be careful of that.
Okay.
Whoa. Life. Oh. Whoa. I've run out of flasks. Okay, we can kill the... You get more flask charges if you kill the little guys.
Right.
So you need to get last hits. What is this, a MOBA? Gotta get last hits?
Can I still do it?
Splattered.
No. Oh no, it's still alive.
You're stuck at the edge of the screen. Boom. You're dead.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really fun. Yeah. I really like the controller feel. Yeah.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Shuhei Yoshida's opinion on Path of Exile 2. Graphics are more amazing than PoE 1. Yeah, the graphics are looking great. It's actually like, I've seen a lot of hard cuts of gameplay. Like most of the stuff that I've seen of PoE 2 up until this point has a lot of hard cuts, which makes it very hard to judge the quality of the animations and how impactful they feel and all of that. So watching this more uncut gameplay segment actually showcases the quality of those animations way more than any other footage that I've seen of the game so far. Dragon Tech Gaming, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate support. Thank you. My experience as a game developer, you are damned if you do and damned if you don't. People complain about hand-holding and then complain when there isn't any. So one of the things, and somebody else was also saying difficulty sliders are fine if done correctly. Veilguard's just asked. I disagree. I disagree. And let me tell you why I disagree. Okay? Let me tell you why I disagree. 99% of video games that I play that have multiple difficulties, usually the difficulty, what is the point of that additional difficulty is like, okay, monster has more health, monster deals more damage. Wow. That's so creative. Yes, it's exactly what I wanted. It's like, no, if I want something that's harder, I want the monster to either have a different move set with more punishes and stuff like that, okay? I want the monster to be more reactive, to do more interesting things. Not like, oh, it's got more health. That's it. It deals more damage. Or in the case of Veilguard, they actually did a different one in the case of Veilguard. That's even worse. You want to know what they do in Veilguard? The monster now spams unblockable attacks. Good luck. Like, wait, I think I actually have a video of that. Give me a second. Let me find this. Let me find this because I actually had. Yeah, here we. Wait. Okay, check this out. First, Coldbrick. Thank you very much for being grossing us for 12 months as a long beard. You Giga Chad. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. So. Pay no attention to the quality of the colors. That's because this is recorded in HDR, so it's not going to look good in SDR. But like this boss in particular is the perfect example of brutal spam. This was actually when where was it? Give me a second. Like he's just going to be spamming attacks that you can't block nonstop. That's his thing. And look at how much health he has. Like my most powerful attacks are dealing no damage. Now he is a little bit above my level. So, you know, it is what it is. But still, like he spams so much. He spams so many unblockable attacks that I was basically spending the whole time just like kiting around the pillar, playing Bring Around the Rosie, and not really doing anything of worth. And then there's a bunch of enemies that spawn near the end that are also shooting unblockable spells and abilities. And it was just a spam fest. Like that's it. I can't block almost anything that he does. And because of that's all he's doing. It's like spamming. And I'm sitting here hitting him for like no damage. All those spear pokes are blockable. Not all of them. And that's the other thing, because of the difficulty that I was playing in, parries are also harder to do. So yeah. I think I had another one where I go a little bit further that really shows. Is this when I killed him? I don't think this is when I killed him. But we did get an interruption in at least. Yeah, look, unblockable. Those vines also unblockable. And if you cross over close to them, you get hit. That thing is blockable, but yeah. It's just spam. We just spam. It just spams, has a million life. That's it. It's like, this isn't difficulty. And the way that you overcome it, just break your character to the point where you just deal a fuckload of damage. Problem solved. At least the story was, I think that the UI has been so well designed as to make it easier to play.
特にコントローラーサポートは PoE1 もすごくよくできていたんですけれども、PoE2 も触った感じすごく遊びやすかったですし、
I still have to try PoE1 with controller.
普通のっていうかアクションゲームっぽいボスがたくさん入っているっていうのがものすごくプレイヤーとしては嬉しいと思いますので、より多くのプレイヤーにもうアクションゲームファンであれば誰でも楽しめるゲームじゃないかと思います。
You're a warden spec, right? They can parry right attacks. Yeah, by the time you get to like, is it level 30? Yeah, level 30 you can. That mob was level 30, but I think at the time I was also experimenting with the Reaper spec. Higher difficulties are fine when creatively done. The problem is that, again, like I said, at least 9 times out of 10 that I see a higher difficulty, it's not well done. That's the problem that I have with higher difficulties. So I'm really happy that they're doing things the way that they are with Path of Exile. It's really cool. What'd you guys think about that? The Shuhei Yoshida gameplay. Look at the boss design PoE video? Sure. PoE2 looks dope. Absolutely. Rory, thank you for getting me into Wayfinder. Been having a blast with it. Wayfinder's awesome. Like, Wayfinder is very much underrated because it had a poor launch. And it hasn't really been able to recover from that, but Wayfinder is awesome. Interesting game, paid early access. It's $30 and you get $30 worth of currency to spend on the game. And you can just not play the early access and play it like 6 months to a year from now, and it'll be free to play. It is what it is. I like a lot of things about Wayfinder, but the MMO structure annoys me because I don't like MMOs. It's not really an MMO anymore, but I know what you mean. Like, some of the MMO aspects of it are still kind of there with the collection stuff. PoE2 looks like the combat's way more interesting than the first game. Absolutely. Have you ever heard the Queen 69 D4 is bad song, Ruri? Oh god. There is such a thing? Let me see. D4 bad song. D4 bad radio? Wait, there's a bunch of them. Wait, what? Apparently there's a bunch of them. Look at this. What the fuck? There's a whole playlist of D4 bad songs? Really? Oh my god, dude. D4 bad, in my heart I know. D4 bad, a game so bad. Is this the one? D4 bad, D4 dog shit? Wait. Let me see. Wait, why is this already like... Oh, it was playing, but I had it muted.
Yeah.
But this is not the Queen one. The Quinn one, I mean. Oh, it's the same one. Before Soul release song.
Yeah.
Wait. There's a remix? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know which one is the one that you guys are... I don't know which one is the one you guys are talking about. The MMO stank. When your game is so bad that it spawns an entire subgenre of parody songs. B for bad sea shanty. Okay, let's check out this boss design video. Damn. That looks badass.
I think honestly making bosses in Path of Exile 2 is the most satisfying part of the job. It is so enjoyable from start to end. Even after it's gone out, it's satisfying. I think if I could choose to do anything all the time, full time, that would be the single thing.
The little scissors. Is he playing
bosses
with
in Path
humans?
of Exile 2 come about two major ways.
Look at this.
Bosses
look at this. Like, oh, look at the little human. Oh, Yumi. Look at who. He's gonna go home and beat up his wife. It's like, what the fuck?
Path of Exile 2 come about two major ways. You obviously have the more traditional approach where you create a narrative and you design a boss around that narrative.
No noose this time. I'll remove your head myself.
The Iron Count has a big ass sword.
Oh! The second way, which I think is something that can be very unique and create some of the more interesting encounters, is letting the creative genius of our artists do what they need to do. They can come up with something completely abstract, and this is how you get some of the most awesome things, because all of a sudden it can be something with 100 tentacles, or 9 limbs, or no limbs, or 1,000 teeth, or none, and obviously things that aren't even in my imagination.
Okay, dude. Okay, baby heads? All right, do we really need baby heads? There comes a point where you should tell your artists, all right, guys. All right, bros. The baby heads, maybe not. That's pretty messed up. I'm joking, by the way. I don't care. Dr. Octopus. Zakotl, Warden of the Core. Designing a boss. Ah.
Well, a boss in Path of Exile.
See, look at that. It's got jiggle physics on the boobies. You see that? They're not hiding the boobies. Look at that.
Well, a boss
Big
in Path
old
of Exile
jiggle physics in the boobies and the fat rolls on that boss.
2 ultimately is the culmination of decades of experience, making hundreds, if not thousands, of bosses in its predecessor, taking all that knowledge together, and puts it in a package that delivers the best of what could possibly be of boss encounters in an action RPG environment with bosses that are utilizing Souls-like mechanics.
He said the thing. He said the thing. Souls-like mechanics.
Despite the fact there's over 100 bosses and more to come, a lot more to come, every single boss fight is completely unique, hand animated from scratch. It is designed from scratch, it is balanced from scratch, and it doesn't reuse a single asset in our library or anything like that. One of the main challenges balancing boss fights in Path of Exile 2, especially compared to its predecessor, you have to, in a single attempt, reduce the boss from full life to 0 in order to then progress through. If a player cannot defeat them now, then they're stuck. Which helps in many ways because it makes the bosses feel so much more satisfying to kill once you do overcome it and learn it.
Yeah, good.
It is very, very important to us that Path of Exile bosses, mechanics, especially around telegraphing, feels fair to the user, as opposed to them being cheated out of something when they happen to die. We want to make sure that hitboxes are accurate, and of course, when something hits you, it feels like it hits you. It ultimately makes it feel that much more satisfying when you kill it, and you feel that much more pride when you are able to overcome something difficult, knowing that the game hasn't robbed you of this thing. At the end of the day, you want to see that healthy balance where some people...
Was that the ranger with the spear? Is that the ranger that gets the throwing spear? Because I like throwing spears. Throwing spears are fun.
Struggling, and you want to see that moment, that second-hand moment where someone overcomes that challenge and is so happy for doing so. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that class is not going to be in the game then, the Huntress. Not going to be in the game on early access, I mean. She looks pretty badass though. Krutog, Lord of Pain. That looks really good. Those look friggin' impressive, dude. Those look impressive. Anyone can use the weapons and skills, but they won't be in early access yet. Maybe we do a warrior with spears. You know, you got like your mace, and then there's like a separate build for spears whenever we need to do ranged. No, it has to be a warrior with the crossbow. Crossbow warrior. That's what we need. Or a mercenary with a shield. We can also do that. Mercenary with shield. Check out the witch from the official PoE. Scepter. I mean, we saw the witch in the other thing. In the showcase that they showed the other day.
Yeah, she's got the neck. I'm supposed to be here. How exciting.
Oh, that's a cool looking boss too.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2.
The game
and I'm here
director is the
today
one
to talk
voicing
about
the
the
videos.
Witch.
Most classes have access to some kind of minion, but if you want to control an army, the Witch is probably the class you want to pick. In PoE2, most minions don't require summoning manually. This scepter gives me a couple of free warriors, but it's also going to give me another resource called Spirit, which you can spend on whatever minions you want. You can see the Spirit bar above the mana here.
Oh.
On the skill screen, you can pick the composition of your army. This is a level 2 area, so I can only afford one other minion. I'll pick a sniper for now.
You can stay in the back with me.
This is the class that Legendary drops for.
When minions die, they'll be revived automatically so long as no other minion has died recently. So before your next battle, all your minions will come back to life. You can also order your minions around with a dedicated button. Tell them to move to a specific location, attack a specific enemy, or even open a chest or door for you. We also have temporary minions. This spell is called Unearth. If it kills a monster or if it hits the corpse of a monster, it creates these bone constructs. They can't take many hits and have a limited lifetime, but you can build up a real army with these. While my minions are attacking, I'm going to use some debuffs on the monsters too. The first one I'm going to use here is Contagion. If a monster dies with Contagion, it spreads to nearby enemies. Each time it spreads, the damage increases, so it's a good idea to try and keep the infection going. If any corpses are infected when you summon a minion from them, the minion will be infected as well. Each time they hit an enemy, they'll continue infecting them. It's nice to have an army of infected scorpions on your side. I also have another Chaos debuff called Essence Drain. This one does even more single target degen. If the monster is infected with Contagion at the same time, then the Essence Drain will spread as well. This can turn into a real plague of destruction.
So
another minion type I can summon are zombies, but they require a corpse.
These will do nicely.
They don't come back to life if they die, but they're fairly tough and can bolster your minion numbers. Many minions also have command skills. I can order my sniper to deploy a gas arrow on the battlefield to get some damage over time. Now I'm going to summon a skeletal arsonist. They can throw little fire grenades, but they also have a command skill that can detonate your own minions that are low on life.
Wait, fire grenades? On minions? An army of grenadiers?
When you see the red indicator, use the skill and the minion will go boom. It's particularly nice on these bone constructs because they expire quickly anyway. So, let's take all these tools we've found and fight the boss of this area, the Carrion Crone.
It's pretty cool that you can resummon minions with a skill that doesn't necessarily require corpses. Oh wait, because you have to kill them to get the stuff, but the bosses give you corpses. Damn, they shredded that.
So, that's how many minions you can get at level 2. But let's see what minion gameplay looks like at a higher level. This is a level 30 area. I want to try a different group of minions. I still have my trusty warriors, but there's a lot of different types to choose from, like brutes for stunning or ice mages for freezing, and most of them come with their own special abilities or command skills.
Being able to reserve how many you want based on
For now,
spirit,
I'd like a couple of storm mages to shock enemies, a cleric to heal and revive my minions, and a bunch of reavers as well. Reavers do high damage, and you can also enrage them before battle. This slowly kills them, but my cleric should be able to keep them alive. While my minions are attacking, I can use channeled skills like Bone Storm, which creates a devastating volley of sharp spikes.
Bone Storm!
The Storm Mage has a useful ability if lots of your minions die. He can summon a lightning storm to strike the location of every dead skeleton in your army. Just like that. We also have a type of skill called Offerings.
That is pretty
These let you
cool,
impale
dude.
one of your skeletons on a big spike of bone in order to buff all of your other minions. The one I've just used here is called Pain Offering. It makes all of my other minions faster and deal more damage. After the battle, we have some extra corpses. We don't want those to go to waste. Profane Ritual consumes a corpse to create a power charge, which can power up some of my other spells. If I use them to summon zombies, I can create super zombies, which are more powerful.
Super
You also
zombies.
don't need a corpse to summon them.
Dude, the complexity of each of these classes.
I can also use power charges to check.
If there's one thing I wish that respecking was easier, which I know they're making it easier through gold, but I kind of feel like even gold, I don't know, dude, there's just something about, like, that was actually one of the good things that I can say about Veilguard. You guys have no idea how many times I completely changed my whole build around, and that is brutally satisfying to me. I don't like this idea that, oh, you're going to respec, it's going to cost you something.
Channel Bone Storm. If I do that, it adds a devastating AoE. In PoE2, even non-boss monsters can be pretty devastating, like this Faradin Impaler. There's a wide variety of abilities and is pretty tough to defeat. But maybe I can put the body to a better use. This is a Bind Spectre gem. Using it, I can take the body of any enemy and capture its spirit so that I can keep it as a minion. Any monster can be captured, but the spirit cost depends on how powerful the monster is. It takes a lot of spirit for such a powerful enemy, so I'll have to unsummon a lot of my other minions, but it certainly seems like it might be worth it.
What? So it's revives, basically.
If the Spectre dies, just
except
like any
they're
other
actually
minion,
good.
it will respawn after a short time.
Oh my god. That is really cool.
So, I think it's time to fight the boss of this area, Tor Gull the Defiler.
You are relentless. And that makes you predictable. The end of Marraketh tyranny is nearly at hand.
I love the fact that the minions automatically resummon. So that you don't have to constantly be worrying about, oh, did I lose minions? Do I need to do something? They just automatically get resummoned. I like that a lot. Because then you can actually focus on doing other things. Pretty cool. Do they have for other classes, or is it just a witch? It looks like it's mostly just a witch right now. Only witch and ranger. I didn't even see the ranger. This one just says new class revealed soon. They have, but the videos are older. Yeah, it might not even be super current right now because that one also still has the 5 potions thing. Let me just very quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'm back. So I wanted to check out the Legendary Drops video. He got to play 8 hours of the game. And his thumbnail says it all. It's over. My man does not... Wait, where are my glasses? Give me a second. I got my glass. My man does not exaggerate with his thumbnails at all. Let's go.
Times ending all of the characters other than the one. I got the chance to play Path of Exile 2 for 8 hours straight. You jealous? And you guys have no idea what's in store for you. What's crazy is that you've seen the trailers, you've seen the reveals, but you don't know until you actually get your hands on it.
It's actually one of those things, like I said, because the stuff that I had seen from both trailers and even the gameplay that they showed in the showcase and all of that, it doesn't really show nearly as much of like how impactful the animations feel and all of that stuff. As for instance, the gameplay that we saw with Shuhei Yoshida, because that was much more unedited, that was much more, straight up gameplay. It showed way more of what all that was going to be about.
Oh, God, is it glorious.
Plans for another podcast when Legendary drops? We'll see.
We're talking about an Elden Ring Baldur's Gate 3 level step up in a genre that has needed it for far too long. Lord knows we didn't get that from Diablo. What a disappointment that was.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know what? This channel originally was supposed to be a Diablo channel. Most of my first videos were ARPG driven. I was talking about Last Epoch and Diablo, and if it wasn't for them, thank you, Blizzard. You guys jaded me into turning me into the industry commentator that I am today. So I actually kind of owe my career to you for making me so salty.
It's like, you guys fucked up so bad, you propped me up.
In the very beginning, when you're choosing your character in Path of Exile 2, all of the other characters get hung. They all die. It's so grotesque. It's so unhinged and depraved. There's so much respect for the audience and our maturity and the game's maturity. This game is unafraid to be itself. It is so authentic. And it's one of the things that I think games over the last few years have been missing. We've had a few, and this is definitely one of them.
Good.
The game is absolutely incredible. It is a transformative experience. It was a game that I could barely put down. They basically had to drag me out of there to get me to stop playing it. And I can't wait to talk about it with you.
This sounds like me when I was playing the Monster Hunter Wilds demo. They had to drag me out of there too. They're like, okay, your time's up. And I was like, no, controller's still in my hands. What do you mean? This is over.
You guys. I want to talk about how it felt, how it looked, and what the future of this game is going to look like and how big of a deal this game is going to be. You guys. This is going to be a monster. I'm going to start off by saying, while I am an ARPG veteran, I am not an ARPG pro. My first isometric ARPG was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2, and then Champions of Norath, and then on to Diablo 2 once one of my friends got a cracked version for my mom's computer. While I love these sort of games, this genre hasn't changed all that much. The only thing that we typically see is some fidelity upgrades, some additional systems, or some expansions on existing ones. For most players, especially ARPG players, change isn't really necessary. The fact of the matter is, we just want more game to play, more loot, more classes, more skills, more bosses, and more hours to slowly become symbiotic with our computer chair or our couch. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but ARPGs for me are kind of like meditation. While build crafting and comparing items requires you to be conscious, the gameplay itself doesn't. My brain seems to empty as I click through a level, tapping my same abilities over and over again, slowly disconnecting from reality as my screen is filled with visual effects. However, Path of Exile 2 is one of the first times that I've ever felt fully engaged by a game like this, and it's crazy how far they've taken things.
I think the reason he's saying this is because of all the different combos that you have, like the developers were showing, for instance, with the Mercenary, where you can shoot stuff and then you will get the frost shot, and then they get frozen, and then you shoot them again and they explode. Then you can throw grenades and all of that stuff, and there's different combos that you can do with each of the classes. So that might be why.
When I got the chance to sit down and play the game at an underground event in Los Angeles, I played as the Witch, Monk, and spent most of my time on the Sorceress. From the onset, the character select screen where they all line up to be hung for their crimes, ending all of the characters other than the one that you choose, I screamed, finally, another game that isn't afraid to be insensitive, to shock, or to treat the players like an adult. I can't be the only one that has felt like...
Bro, after the Veilguard, thank fucking God, bro. Like, I know I bring up Veilguard a lot. It's because it's the last game that I played. Holy shit. The amount of politically correct stuff that you get, and I don't mean politically correct, that's probably the wrong word. I'm talking about, like, the amount of PG-13, the amount of PG-13 bullshit that happens in that game. Holy shit, dude. Is like, oh no, we can't have this happens. Everybody needs to be the best friends. We can't have anybody in the team actually being upset for more than a nanosecond. So they don't. Like, you speak with them and they're like, oh, I'm so mad. And then the next cutscene where you've done literally nothing to solve the situation, they're like, actually, we came together and we solved our grievances. And I was like, good job. I did nothing. Good job.
Outside of a few outliers, more and more games have been trending towards these sort of soft modern themes and art direction.
Yes.
Path of Exile 2 subverts this rule entirely by welcoming you into this desperate, grotesque, and beautiful world. Blood-spattered walls, ritual sacrifice, piles of burning entrails, and some of the most horrific creatures imaginable. This world intrigues you. It begs to be explored because of how forbidden it feels. Like you're 10 years old and you snuck in to watch a horror movie only to find yourself having nightmares for the next week. Oddly specific, I know, but my dad accidentally swapped my Power Rangers movie for Hellraiser. It's no wonder that I've never gotten a piercing.
Oh
Everything from
my
the
God.
character designs and fidelity to the sound design and environment is a cut above the rest. It's one of the most impressive sequels that I've ever played. I feel like in a lot of cases when it comes to sequels, most developers will just...
You see, for me, when I was a kid, the one that marked me the most, I think, is fucking RoboCop, dude. You guys ever watch RoboCop? The scene where they blow off Murphy's hand with a shotgun blast? Bro. Fuck that. I never forgot that shit. I saw that shit once. I was like, what the fuck? He's got no hand! There's no hand anymore. I went crazy when I saw that as a kid. They just blew his hand off. I didn't know that could happen because I was a child. I was like, what do you mean you can just blow somebody's hand off? Now he doesn't have any hand. What the fuck? Yeah, dude, that scene is the more interesting thing is that it wasn't even as scary for me when they just blow, like they shoot him like in the chest and whatnot. All of that is whatever. But blowing off his hand, I was like, you can lose your hands? That's so fucked.
Kind of phone it in. They reuse a lot of assets from their previous titles. They make minor improvements. They throw in a new story or a new character. But
I have to say, on the whole asset reusing thing, I think that gets completely overblown a lot of times. Like, I've seen people try to make the argument that, like, for instance, in God of War Ragnarok, when they saw the animation of him getting into the boat, they were like, it's the same animation as God of War 1. It's like, bro, come on now. Same thing for, like, Elden Ring. Oh, curved swords have the exact same animation as Demon Souls. It's like, come on now. So it's like, sometimes the reused asset thing, I can kind of get it in some occasions, but there are also some occasions where I vehemently disagree with it.
Path of Exile feels genuinely fresh, like an actual evolution of their original title. Spells and abilities are rendered beautifully. None of it was taking away from the game's performance, no matter how much was going on screen. Enemy attacks are clearly telegraphed and easy to read, no matter what environment you're in.
Wait, there were no performance issues? You mean they're not tracing the rays? Everybody knows it's 2024. You got to trace the rays. If you're not tracing the rays, are you even trying? Ray tracing is a scam. A scam, I say. And it keeps
Each zone I
banging
played
that
in,
drum.
whether it was the swamps, the forest, the farm, the town, or the manor, all of it looked visually distinct and interesting. There was something so intriguing about Path of Exile's art style and their direction in this game and how it's evolved over time. While it definitely borrows from a lot of popular fantasy and cultural history, it takes on a life entirely to itself. And in the case of Path of Exile 2, it tempted me to explore every area fully rather than just push on and grind. You'll hear me reference this a few times, but this game shares a lot with Elden Ring. Sometimes you just want to walk around and look at the game, look at its environments, and marvel at its architecture. Something altogether foreign in a genre like this. I'm sure some of you guys are going to find this odd, as it's not something that people typically go looking for in a game like this, but I was floored by the game's sound design. I think we've reached an apex where great graphics can't really impress you all that much anymore, and developers need to find other ways to intrigue.
Sound design is something that I absolutely agree is brutally underrated in most video games. A lot of developers do not pay enough attention to sound design.
Players, and Path of Exile 2 does just that. The combination of the character abilities with the sound design engaged me far more than games normally do. The crack of a lightning spell, the swing of an enemy's giant axe slamming into the ground, the crunch of killing an enemy. There is this oppressive weight to all of it, and it makes the game feel real. You feel that impact. You feel the power of your abilities and that of your enemies, and there's a certain weight to all of that, and it just adds to the experience of playing this game. It makes it feel almost tangible at times. The music in the game is absolutely fantastic as well. They do such a good job of creating this oppressive atmosphere. That's the only words that I could really apply to it. Whether you're walking in an open field or you're in the forest or walking through the halls of a building, you feel this building tension at all times. And the boss fight music is even better. It really makes it for an epic experience more than anything else. The game feels haunting at times. I love it. You know, I'm not somebody that normally gets caught up in things like sound design or the visuals of games, but
I do.
I sit back
all the
and I'm
time.
looking at this game and how much quality it offers, and it's not even finished yet, and thinking to myself, this game is going to be free at one point. People are going to be able to play this for free. There are fully priced titles that don't deliver this kind of quality. And we're talking like the vast majority of fully priced titles don't deliver this kind of quality. I'm almost jealous of the people that get to play this once it's...
This is one of the things that I eventually was considering making a video on. I'm not sure if I will or not, but there's this notion nowadays, whenever you say live service, it gets a negative connotation. It's like, oh, it's one of those. It's one of those games. But the reality is, live service is not an inherently bad thing. It is made inherently bad by the bad actors in the space. Like, for instance, Blizzard, which are constantly like brutally monetizing everything that they do. Ubisoft, which brutally monetizes everything that they do. Electronic Arts. You know, these people, they're the ones that are making live service into a bad thing because they over-monetize everything that they do. Live service in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just dependent on the people who are doing it.
Fully finished, and that's their first time playing it because it's going to be insane. I don't want to spoil anything for the narrative or anything like that. I think they've done a fantastic job with this, much better than they did with the first Path of Exile. I realize, I think I've talked to a couple people, they said that, you know, the first game's story was just kind of something thrown together, a vehicle just to get people through the game more than anything else and get them to the end game.
Because like that was one of the things that I wanted to focus on with this playthrough that I started doing, and it's like very quickly what I realized is like there doesn't really appear to be much of a story here. There's probably a ton of lore, but the story is like, hey, you're here, you're an exile. Hey, go kill this guy. Hey, good job. Now go kill this other one. Hey, good job. Now go kill these bandits. Hey, good job. That appears to be like most of what you experience as a story in Path of Exile 1.
But you can feel that they really tried to work hard on this, really tried to flesh out the narrative, the world design, all that kind of stuff. And it comes together in a way that's like truly holistic. It really feels well fit together. The voice acting is superb. Absolutely superb. I think that what's really unique about this experience with Path of Exile is that you're going to have people that will come to play this just for the story. And that's fine. And I think that's great to be able to make a game that will do that, because ultimately you're just going to continue to bring people back, because eventually they will expand on some of that content later on down the road. And that's the way to get a lot of people through the door, at least at the start of things. We've seen that with Diablo 4. There was a lot of people that really liked Diablo 4 just for its story, and then they ended up sticking around and playing it longer than that. I think the same thing's going to end up happening to this game. But I wasn't expecting this to be as immersive as an experience as it actually is, and it's just because of how much work that has gone into really fleshing out this world and bringing up all of these other aspects of the game that, in a lot of cases in this genre, kind of goes by the wayside. People don't really pay attention to that because all the players can think about is, well, playing the end game, and obviously we're going to be getting to some of that stuff as well. But man, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's actually kind of hard to describe what the experience is because it's just that great. But it gets even better. Isometric ARPGs are more known for being click-to-win games rather than anything else. While build crafting and randomized loot drive the experience, the combat has always been more of a vehicle that gets you into these game systems rather than the reason.
He's gonna get into the action combat that we just saw in the Shuhei Yoshida video. Yeah, because that combat does look like, when you actually watch it, like a good chunk of gameplay, it gives you a very different vibe than, say, the original PoE.
Why you actually play these games. It's one of the things that I think that this genre has failed to evolve over the years. It's 10 years between Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, and the combat still hasn't changed that much. Even Path of Exile and Last Epoch don't really feel all that much different than a standard ARPG experience. However, Path of Exile 2 is the first real evolution in the genre, and I think it's going to make a huge impact on how this game is going to be received and how many people it's going to bring into its audience. Now, I mentioned this in my interview with the game's technical director, Jonathan Rogers, but every single fight, every pack of enemies, every boss feels like a meaningful experience. I jokingly said that Path of Exile 2 doesn't feel like a second monitor game anymore, but I really meant it. I was fully engaged in every conflict. Enemies hit harder than they normally do, and they have far more complex mechanics and abilities than they normally would in a game like this. You couple this with the game's dodge mechanic and its movement abilities that are actually tied to some of your abilities, and you have an experience where you are actively dodging, strategizing, and engaging with enemies rather than simply kiting them around. Boss fights are insanely well delivered, with many of the mini-bosses even having second phases, switching up their attack patterns and throwing unique combinations of attacks just to keep you on your toes. I struggled for a while at the final boss of the first act because I wasn't prepared for an actual boss fight, something more similar to an MMO than an isometric ARPG. Not only did I have to dodge their telegraphed attacks, but at one point, the boss would hide itself in a snowblind, and the only way for me to know when they were going to attack next was to listen to their call out and their voice lines. I had to wait until they stopped talking. This sort of design had me actively engaged while I was playing the game, and it had me floored, honestly. Half of the time, I was dying out of sheer shock and joy, struggling to believe what I was seeing and loving every...
Yeah. It was, he wasn't like, he didn't have any skill issues. It was shock and joy. Yeah, sure, LD. I'm sure that's what was happening. Absolutely. No, it was all a part of the experience, guys.
A second of it. But I think what sets Path of Exile 2 apart from any other ARPG, and in a lot of cases, just a lot of games in general, is its use of spell and ability interactivity. Throw up an ice wall and then throw another attack to shatter that ice wall and send those shards forward. Cast a ring of fire around yourself and send out bolts of electricity to combine it with the fire damage and deal increased damage to enemies. Path of Exile 2 had skill gems that could trigger other skills, but we now have abilities that react to one another in gameplay, creating an infinite amount of possibilities. You have AoE attacks on the witch that will actually cause...
I also don't want this game to be toxic. I can already see a lot of elitists are going to push people away. Don't engage with them. Just have fun. That's it. Just don't engage with them. Like, curate the people you interact with. If you start interacting with randoms and they start out being like, oh, you need to go watch this video for this build, you're playing the game wrong. Just, if they're being toxic, just fucking block them and move on.
Cause your summons to deal more damage or explode them for extra damage. You have combo abilities on the monk that will transform the attack of another skill. There is so much to play around with here, and you're constantly thinking about what kind of crazy combinations of abilities that you can come up with, and it just makes you want to play the game more. player agency is something that I think is sorely lacking in games today. I think it's one of the reasons why we saw games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Elden Ring reach such incredible heights. It's because players want to feel like their character is their own, that their playthrough is their own. And when you combine with how engaging the combat is, with the increased movement and the skill expression, players are going to latch onto this in a way that I don't think that they were expecting to. I mean, the distinct nature of
that's definitely been the case for me from the stuff that I've seen so far. Because like PoE2, if you guys remember at the end of last year, I said, oh, there's like 5 games that I want to cover. And PoE2 was one of them. But initially my thought process was just like, well, we fucked up not covering PoE1 all that much, instead going to cover Diablo 3 and then Diablo 4, and those have both ended up being massive disappointments. So this time around with the next PoE, I'm like, I want to be there whenever that thing is ready. I want to be among the first wave of people that are going to be playing PoE2, right? And initially that was just it. It's like, this is going to be the next ARPG, so I'm curious. But now, particularly after seeing that Shuhei Yoshida video that we've seen today, and coupled together with the showcase that we've had, I'm like, no. There's more to it than even what I thought. There's way more to it than that. And I do think that this can be fucking massive for me personally, for my personal tastes.
The classes alone are going to knock players on the floor. While I only had the time to play as a few characters, I was shocked with how differently each class played. In a lot of games, a ranger is effectively a physical damage mage. Many abilities even share the same function or look, but in Path of Exile 2, I'm flipping in the air, I'm dodging.
I was hoping for a gameplay overview from you after Gamescom. I think I actually reached out, but they never got back to me. And I've since then reached out again. I've sent out an email where I was like, hey, you guys are invited to my podcast. If you guys want to have somebody from the team come in and chat for a Conscast, I think that'd be awesome. But, we'll see if they take me up on that or not.
Dodging around, I'm slowing down enemies and trying to create distance. With the Sorceress, I'm tactically trying to place my spells so I can combo them together for extra damage. With the Monk, I'm waiting until enemies get to low health. I'm finishing them off to get a combo charge and then use that to power up another ability and take out a group of enemies. Path of Exile 2 feels like the breath of fresh air that the ARPG genre has been gasping for. A game that redefines what it means to engage with combat, build variety, and player agency. It's not just the continuation of Path of Exile, it's a transformation, a step forward that challenges the stagnant design philosophies that we've come to expect from this genre. Every moment feels deliberate, from the unique playstyles of the classes to the intricate interplay of the spells and abilities and the sheer thrill of combat itself. This game asks for your full attention, rewards creativity, and respects your time and skill. If this is where the future of ARPGs is heading, then it's about time that we left the old paradigms behind and embraced something new. Path of Exile 2 doesn't just promise an evolution, it delivers one. And honestly, I can't wait to see how it changes everything. I'm getting the exact same vibes that I got when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 in early access. This overwhelming frustration that I know about something and I've been playing something and everybody else has no idea how great it is. And all I want to do is just tell them. I want to shake them and wake them up and say, this is going to be the best thing ever, because I really do think this is going to be one of the best things ever. They took quite literally every single aspect of their previous game and improved upon it in a meaningful way. And then on top of that, they didn't sacrifice any of the depth and any of the quality that they had before. All of the things that this franchise is known and loved for are still here. Everything is still here. It's just better, or it's easier to engage with. You feel the respect and attention to detail throughout the entire game. It's remarkable what they have done with this game. And I think it really does come back to this idea that Jonathan Rogers brought up in my interview with him. And it's just that they made the game that they want to play, and they just hope that other people share their taste. And for me, it feels like a game that was made for me. This game feels like what little kid LD was thinking games would look like when he grew up. This is the game when I was sitting around slamming flaming hot Cheetos, jamming out to Iron Maiden and playing Champions of NORAD. This is the game that I thought would come out. And it's coming. And it's great. What's crazy about all of this is that it's not even done. We're talking about a game that's going to be in early access. Only half of the campaign, only half of the characters, and who knows whatever else they want to go ahead and throw into the game. We're not even talking about the seasons that are going to come then after. There is such a bright future for this game, and I want to talk about it. In early access, this game will only feature the first 3 acts of the campaign, which totals a staggering 25 hours of story content, with a complete endgame experience, including 7 endgame systems for progression, as well as character ascendancy, which unlocks class-specific subclasses. We don't have full-price titles that launch with this level of content, and players get to play all of this in early access. Once this game is fully released, it's going to be a behemoth that will only continue to grow in content. And what I love the most about all of this is the ability to get in on the ground floor. I can't be the only one that avoided Path of Exile at times because the game just got away from me. The more content was added.
Hi, it's me. Same problem. Same exact problem. It's one of those games that it does get away from you. Absolutely.
More League mechanics were introduced. I just felt like the game had too much to learn. The game had gotten too far away from me, and I didn't have the time to learn it. Path of Exile 2 marks a fresh start and an open door for new players to come in at a somewhat even ground level with veteran players. And I think that that's going to have a massive impact on this game's success. For the unanointed who haven't played Path of Exile 1, I'll break down what exactly is going to be delivered and why it's such a big deal. At the preview event that I attended, they had mentioned that they had came to the realization that having players test the endgame and grow the endgame before the game's release was the most important thing to do, and it was also the easiest thing for them to do, which makes a lot of sense. They've been making seasonal content for a few years now, so putting out that kind of content and growing the endgame is probably pretty easy for them. On top of that, this is what many of the players come to play their game for. This is what the majority of the concurrent audience is going to be consuming. So it's incredibly important that this part of the endgame and this part of the game is fleshed out and ready for launch. Now, that's not to say that the campaign or story is phoned in or anything. It's incredible. It's obvious that they put a lot of care and effort into this game's campaign, and I think people are going to be shocked by how great it is. However, people come to these games for their endgame, and it needs to be meaty enough to keep people playing. It's funny that a Diablo-like game understands this better than Diablo itself. With that said, in Path of
Rod Ferguson's never gonna live that down. Rod Diablo-like Ferguson is never gonna live that shit down, dude. There it is. D for bad, D for dog shit.
of Exile, players get to create their own endgame experience. You don't have to engage with all of the mechanics in Path of Exile, and I'll be honest with you, it's not recommended to do so in the first place. Find the ones that you enjoy, learn everything about them, and then farm out the unique rewards and grow your character's power and continue forward. Now, only for early access, because we don't have the other 3 acts of the campaign, players will run through the campaign a second time on a higher difficulty. Later, this is going to be removed once the game is fully released. Once you've reached the end game, you'll get access to the Atlas map, this huge map with its own skill tree that accompanies it, and you get to cultivate your own endgame experience through these systems. This is going to be huge for new players because the original game had such a massive backlog of content that it was hard to know where to start. And when we're starting with 7 endgame activities, that's already enough, but this is going to be something where players are going to be able to test everything, find what they like, and move forward with whatever they want to play for their endgame. While 7 endgame systems sounds like a staggering amount for most games, it's a drop in the bucket for Path of Exile, and I think this more condensed early access experience is going to lead to far more new player retention than the studio likely expects. What's crazy about all of this is that Path of Exile's early access is $30 USD, and it doesn't feel like an early access game. It feels like a complete polished experience with staggering depth. From the 3 acts of the campaign, which alone provide 25 hours of story content, to the 7 distinct endgame systems, it's a package that rivals, if not surpasses, many full-price titles. And of course, Grinding Gear Games does the most consumer-friendly thing possible by making sure that those supporter packs also give you $30 of in-game currency. Enough for you to use to buy some cosmetics and maybe even some stash tabs.
No, stash tabs. Don't buy cosmetics, buy stash tabs. That's what you need.
It's a transparent and fair way to support the game while also getting yourself set up with some customization and convenience as you dive into this massive game. Path of Exile 2 is raising the bar not just for ARPGs, but for what players should be expecting from games in general. And I haven't even gotten into the fact that the game is going to double the amount of classes it has once it actually launches. 12 classes to play as. That's insane. There's so much content that's going to be served to the audience. And for most people, they're not even going to have to even pay for it. You can support it if you want. You get early access, but you don't have to. You just go play it for free once it's fully released. That is crazy to me. It's crazy. There's so much value for the customer, so much value for the player. You know, when I was sitting at the event, I tried to be mindful. I tried to be professional and take notes and look at minute details and think about what kind of content that I could serve to my audience. But instead, I was just enjoying myself. I was just jamming the game, having a great time. I sat next to Wolfhard F.
That's almost like me coming up to Moss and Wilds and being like, oh yeah, I need to study all these weapons, like Gunlance 24/7 Gunlance. Sounds good. I didn't even touch the sword and shield, which was one of the weapons that I wanted to test out while I was out there as well.
FPS, another YouTuber, good buddy of mine, and I just kept looking at him going, damn, this is good. And he's like, yeah, it is. And everybody at the whole event was like that. Everybody was just so excited and just enjoying the game so much. And what makes me really happy about that is the gaming community is going to receive it the same way, which gets me even more excited because it's just going to be a bunch of people that are going to be like, this is awesome. And then somebody else is going to be like, I know, right? And yeah, that's what you want. It's the reason I got into making videos. It's one of the reasons I play games to begin with. I miss those days back when I used to work at GameStop and Halo would launch or something like that, and people would just be losing their minds.
Back in the day,
this is a game that people are gonna
see. These days, when Halo launched and all of this shit, these were the days where we could say stuff like, "Oh man, Blizzard will never fuck with us. Blizzard would never dick us over. Blizzard are the ones. They are the chosen ones of PC gaming, dude. They're the ones. They'll never jerk us around. They would never." Yep.
Lose their minds. For 8 hours, I played this game, and I loved every second of it. They had to peel me off of that chair at the end. I literally played until they were shooing us out the door. And you can see how much these developers understand their game, understand their audience, and know what they're trying to deliver. It is on display across the entire game in a way that we very rarely see, and it is something incredibly special. You'll be seeing more Path of Exile content from me, by the way. I have a few more videos that are planned, a couple other things that I want to dive into. There's a certain type of video that you guys may have seen on this channel that has yet to come out for Path of Exile, and believe me, oh, it's coming. But, man, I can't wait for this game to release. I can't wait to play more of it. I can't wait to talk about more of it with you guys, and I also can't wait to see what the reaction of the rest of the industry is going to be. Usually this is about the time that we start to see some people pop up.
I can't wait for Rod Ferguson to now come out. You can't expect the same from us. This shouldn't be made a standard. There's going to be people that are going to come up. It's like, wait. It's just like Baldur's Gate 3, right? A bunch of people come up and it's like, whoa. We can't let this be the new standard now. You can't just expect us to come out with fully featured games before they're even done. What the fuck?
Up and say, want to throw their 2 cents into the bucket, and it usually ends up being a little bit tone deaf, but who knows?
No.
Maybe everybody will just universally like it, and that'll be the end of the story.
Yeah, right.
Probably not. Anyway, Exiles, we're going in. I'm going in on this game. Get ready to log in. Outside of that, stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe, my friends. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with your friends. Check me out on Twitch, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace!
Make sure to check out the video, give it a like, subscribe to Legendary Drops. He does fantastic content. Friggin' awesome. But, yeah, I agree. That was a really cool video. It's good things all around. And like I said, just watching the Shuhei Yoshida video, I know I keep bringing it up, but that video really is one of the best intros that you can have to Path of Exile, because they really talk about a lot of the stuff that is kind of like new, and you see a lot of the systems and whatnot. It's really, really good. I really learned a lot from that one, and it got me even more excited for PoE2 than I was up until this point. Absolutely. Played PoE since beta in 2013, only ever bought stash tabs in 2020. Yep. Yep. Log in indeed. Yeah, dude, like Friday, we're going to be having problems logging into that game, dude. We're going to be having problems logging into that game. But anyways, team, that is going to be it. I need to take a break. The sleep deprivation is kicking in. So, yeah. You guys enjoyed the stream? Do hit that like button. It really, really helps out. I appreciate you guys. And if you want more Path of Exile 2 content and Monster Hunter content, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.